This summer, he will be seen in 4 one-hour television specials. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome back to the program, Howard Stern.
How come I don't have Howard Stern stationery? Tom Arnold has Tom Arnold stationery. I don't know, man. I got to get that together. Tom Arnold has Tom Arnold stationery. I don't even think I have Howard Stern stationery.
Oh, you do?
No, I don't. Where do I have that?
I thought you had little notepads and stationery.
Oh, yeah, from the E! Show, right.
You don't have... I thought you would design it yourself.
Oh, yeah, right, but I don't use that.
Oh.
I think it's like really goofy to have your name on something. I don't know. I have very weird feelings, very mixed emotions about stationery.
You don't want people to know you're sending them a letter?
Yeah, I do, but I don't know. It seems like kind of goofy that you went to all that trouble to make up like Howard Stern stationery.
Logos.
Yeah, logos. Yeah. Well, I have to make up a logo for that Howard Stern production company I threw together.
Yeah?
Yeah, so I'm in the middle of doing
thinking?
that. I just gave it to someone. I said, just make up something. And don't make it like Johnny Carson, where there's a big, giant Carson.
Carsoni.
Well, someone said, how come you named your production company the Howard Stern Production Company? Isn't that kind of vain? I said, no, I don't even know what to call it, but it seemed to me that people would want to know who they were doing business with. I don't want to disguise it, make it like,
Yeah, I think it's worse when you have those stupid names.
Yeah.
And then you know that it's the person, but they named it after their dog or something.
Like Worldwide Pants. Might as well just use your name. Stop being goofy about it. You want to use it anyway. I've been working on a lot of projects out of the Howard Stern Production Company. I got a couple of things that I've been working on.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Like what? What does that production company do?
It's, buys movie scripts, produces movies and stuff. I'm in the middle of...
How many movies have you bought?
Well, I haven't bought a lot. I just bought the Brother Sam book.
That's what I know about.
And there's another script that...
You're considering?
Yeah. Yeah, I see all the guys in Hollywood doing it. It ain't that hard. I could do it, too. And then I got a new...
Do you just buy the scripts and put them in a box?
No. You team up with people on stuff,
Well, what's happening with the Brother Sam book? How far has it gotten in...
I talked to a lot of people about it. There's a lot of people interested. I just, got a lot of things going on. Just trying to... It takes time. Everything takes time. It's even like my movie takes time. We've been... I got a meeting today after the show about my movie, and... You got several writers involved.
In fact, last night I was reading something that said, if Reicher ever gets his act together...
No, I wrote that.
Oh, you did? Oh,
yeah.
That's right. It's in your thing.
It's in my paperback.
That's right. I was reading about the new poster in the book.
Right. No, I wrote that.
And you shouldn't have wrote that.
Now you're quoting it.
No. I'm thinking Reicher's in trouble.
Well, no, not at all. In fact, they have 3 films in production, all over $20 million budget. They got a lot of things going on.
See, I'm reading it. I'm half asleep. You see how it goes in?
Yeah. Well, no, that was the movie poster that I'm in my new paperback, which is, I think it's coming out first or second week in September. Mm-hmm. I never know these things. I'll find out. But I put a movie poster in so you can see the first scene from the movie.
Right.
And on it, it's like a movie poster, so it says, produced by Reicher, if they ever get their act together. But I wrote that.
Right, but I'm saying it was a bad thing to do since it's going into the press that way, and I'm reading it and thinking, oh, Reicher's in trouble.
It's called self-effacing humor.
Yeah, but if it makes it into the press that Reicher's in trouble...
Well, they're not in trouble. I think it's a parody.
You're not getting what I'm saying.
Yeah, I know. In other words, if everyone reads it half in the bag when they go to sleep like you did,
right.
They won't.
And it's not on the poster. It's just in print that way.
No, it's on the poster.
No, I'm saying in the press, Howard. I didn't see the poster. I was reading about it.
Where did you read about it?
In New York Magazine.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, you're saying you didn't read it off the poster?
No.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Those imbeciles. No, you'll see the poster. It's obvious parody. Stupid asses. New York Magazine. Dopes. Dopes. I wrote that.
I know you wrote it. I'm just saying, if it's not on the poster and you're just half reading, you're skimming something, you're reading very fast, you might, oh, right, so that's trouble. That's the company that's in trouble.
Yeah, right. Good. I'm glad New York Magazine has such great reading comprehension.
No, I'm saying they wrote it right. I read it wrong.
No. They wrote it wrong. They wrote it like it was a news story.
Oh, you're not understanding it?
I don't know what you're saying. You know that?
I'm saying that they, now that you're talking about it...
Okay, I think this is boring, everybody.
But I'm just saying...
It's like football today.
Never mind.
I hear what you're saying. I got you. Whatever. Where did you see that? What issue of New York Magazine?
The latest one.
Oh. Because I saw the latest issue of New York Magazine.
The fashion one, the fall fashion. It's somewhere in there.
I didn't see it saying that. I gotta read. I gotta see what you're reading. I gotta monitor what you're doing. I don't know what you're doing.
I've read 5 or 6 magazines.
I don't know what you're reading. I don't know what anyone's saying.
Somewhere it was there.
Yeah. Well, anyway, in the paperback, obviously there's new material in the paperback.
Very confusing.
It's very confusing material. Because Robin's pretty smart. Anyway, so the new paperback will have 64 new pages on this poster that is causing a lot of controversy in Robin's apartment.
I also was reading about your audio tape, which will be coming out.
No, how'd you read about that?
Here we go. I don't know how I read about it.
Where did you read that?
I can't
Where do you read all this?
I read a lot.
I haven't even mentioned that yet. Yeah, I gotta read my entire book into an audio cassette.
Yes, that's what they said, that it's Howard Stern's Private Parts, read by Howard Stern.
Yeah. Where'd you read that?
I don't know. I didn't read the Reicher thing right, so I don't remember.
I never imagined how big a job that is. But over the vacation, I have to read the book. And I'm not just going to read it. I mean, I want to put a little pizzazz into it.
Right, because they were talking about other people's performances when they read books. Like a lot of actors read books. They read classics and things that were written by other people. And they were talking about how this one hit just the right tone. Well, I'm going to
be
judged,
I can't hit the wrong tone with reading mine because it's me talking about, doing what I do best, my radio show, or doing what I do worst. Yeah. It's simple. It's just like doing 500 little commercials. But what I might do is hire like a few voice people to do some voices and stuff, because there's a lot of phone conversations.
You talked about that.
Yeah.
When, doing something different.
Yeah. Yeah, but you know what? I did some research into this, and actually, people who I've talked to publishers and stuff. People who listen to books.
Who are these people?
There are a lot of people. There's quite an audience for people who do a lot of driving and stuff. They want to read books. They don't have time, so they pop in a cassette in their car. They want to be read, too. They don't really want a lot of nonsense on it.
They don't want a performance.
Yeah, it's a fine line. They really just want to hear the book. So it's a fine line about what you do with that.
You can't do too much.
Yeah. They're not looking to hear a radio show. They're listening to hear the book. So if you get...
Fibber McGee and Molly.
Right. If you get carried away and start doing, all kinds of characterizations and voices, they get crazy. So, but I want to give them a little something extra. Like the lesbian chapter, I don't want to just, be going, and then I said...
Oh, you don't want to do a female voice?
No, I'll have a sexy woman do it and stuff. So guys can pull their pants down in their car and get off on it.
I hope that doesn't happen.
Oh, you know it will. Anyway, so...
Well, I did read that part right then.
Yes, you read that right. I have to do an audio version of the book, which I'm looking forward to, actually. I didn't get that together on the hardcover, so now with the softcover, I'll get that together with the release of that. And then I'm working on that. I'm working on my movie.
Let me see what else I read about you. I don't remember.
If you don't remember, I'm sure Jackie has a list of things that I must be doing. Why am I not involved? I don't know. So, I got to work on that stuff, and I should be ready for the funny farm pretty soon. Reading the entire book.
That'll be good. I can't wait.
I don't know where I'm going to do it. You got to, book a place.
Go into a studio?
See, most times I have a director.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And the director says what?
The director tells you what to do, but I refuse to have one.
How could you be directed to read a book?
I don't know. That's what I said. I said, don't waste your money. I don't need that.
Really? And who are these directors?
I don't know. I don't know anything about it.
They don't ask for any credit.
Don't want to know about it.
Directed by.
Directed by. It's directed by me, produced by me, everything by me. Written by me. That's it. So, that's what's going on. I got to take a break, Robin. And when we get back...
Now, I'm going to explain to you during the commercial.
No, don't. I don't want to know.
Make you understand.
I understand what you were saying now. I do, I swear. Please don't explain it to me.
I'm coming in there.
I got too much to do. All right, we'll be back right after these words. Yeah. Wow. Aren't we having fun? I'll tell you something, man. It's never too early in the morning for me to be horny.
What did you do?
I'm just looking at pictures of Melissa Etheridge and her girlfriend, her lesbian lover, in the Gay Advocate,
yes.
the National Gay and Lesbian News magazine. Man, two chicks together in their pajamas. One's wearing the tops, one's wearing the bottoms. Melissa Etheridge has her top off. It's a good magazine. I'm going to subscribe.
I don't think they have those kind of pictures every week.
Melissa rocks great dyke hope. She looks kind of cute. And then that's Lou Diamond Phillips' first wife. Or something, or second wife. I don't know which wife.
I don't know how many wives he's had, but she was married to him.
She's there in her jammies, and she wasn't even a lesbo. And she didn't even know she was a lesbo. She came from Texas with Lou Diamond Phillips. They got married, and they were in Hollywood. She met Melissa Etheridge and fell in love with her.
Wait a minute. She had no idea?
No. She says, I was straight. I was married to Lou Diamond Phillips. I'm originally from Texas, and he and I met there. I'd known lesbians as friends in college, but I'd never met a woman that I was attracted to. So lesbianism had never occurred to me until I met Melissa. Then it occurred very strongly.
Really?
Yeah. Hoofa.
Well, you never know.
So you don't know, Robin. You could meet someone you're attracted to, and then it'll happen.
At this late stage, I doubt it.
Bet you it doesn't hurt that Melissa's rich.
Right, and, you know, a rock singer and all that stuff. She wasn't just some girl, just some chick.
That's a cool picture layout, though. Melissa Etheridge has her pajama bottoms on, and her girlfriend has the tops on.
So is everything exposed?
Well, Melissa covers up her breasts, but they're obviously very ample because you can see them from the sides. They're like hugging and messing around. And every picture, they're like got their hands all over each other.
So they're a real couple.
Oh, they're a couple, okay. And they got a, look at that. Want to see something cute, you guys? Look at this one. Look at that. Of course. Look at that. Isn't that cute?
That's so wonderful.
And then
Wonderful, Fred says.
You know, it's very funny because we're
so
sitting there on the commercial, and you're just moaning to yourself, oh, there's nothing like two girls hugging. And I thought you were just talking to yourself. I didn't know you were looking at pictures. I thought you
thought that just came to his mind.
Just trying to get himself going. And everything, you know?
Yeah, just trying to get up for the show. Nothing like two girls. Oh, yeah, look at this. This is a whole, like, spread of them hugging each other in their jammy tops and bottoms. Jammy tops and bottoms.
Jammy tops and bottoms.
Yeah, look at that.
So you know they're gonna later on in the article it says they're gonna have kids.
Yeah.
How?
Cool.
Because you get
turkey baster. All the lesbians are doing it now.
Better than that. You get done by good guy friends that
Oh, really? They're actually going to do
No.
They
don't get done, but the guy doesn't have sex with them.
They just get his sperm?
They both said they each want to get pregnant at some point.
At the same time?
No, at some point.
No, you do it, to prove that like no one's the man and no one's the woman.
Right.
But
so both of you have a baby.
Yeah. But usually it's just one that has the baby. One is usually taking the traditional female role.
Yeah, I saw a special where, there was one who went out and got the bacon and the other one had the baby.
Yeah, right. And that's the way it always happens. And believe it or not, that's what's going on with Melissa Etheridge and her friend there.
But one of them probably won't get pregnant.
Exactly, Robin. You seem to be catching on to this lifestyle very quickly.
Well, Melissa's the working person in the family. Her girlfriend just shoots videos, but Melissa's on the road all the time.
And Melissa's in the videos, right?
Right.
Pretty much. And then it's a whole thing because...
And you know what the girlfriend's name is?
What?
Cypher.
Oh, she was a lesbian all the time.
There you go.
And
you got the story. Cypher.
Cypher has to watch out because, there's a lot of groupies on the road.
Right.
Chasing Melissa.
Yeah.
Cypher's
nervous. Cypher. That was my radio name. What?
Oh, you have a legally blind woman on the phone.
Oh, good. Yes, ma'am?
Hi, Howard.
Oh, boy.
This is an What a boy.
What a voice. Too bad you weren't born mute also.
I just woke up, Howard.
I'm sorry?
I just woke up.
All right, take it easy.
Start on me.
How old are you?
I'm one of your oldest fans, probably.
What, are you in your 60s?
Yeah, early 60s.
Well, it's a pleasure to have you.
Thank you, Robin.
I'll be the judge of that. So what, are you legally blind?
Yes.
So you don't see anything?
Yes, I do. I can watch TV, but it's a little blurry. I sit close.
Oh, so you're not blind?
I'm legally blind. Which
that means you can't drive.
I can't drive, I can't read, and I don't see anything clearly. It's close.
Obviously, you can see your pack of cigarettes in the morning.
No, I don't smoke.
Really?
I haven't smoked in 7 years.
Oh, but you did.
Yeah.
Yes.
She ruined her voice before she quit.
I was making breakfast, putting my coffee on, and I heard the conversation.
If I couldn't see, I would smoke because I wouldn't care if I got cancer.
Wow. Anyway, I didn't want to go in the air, really. I was just calling to tell John or Gary about your conversation with Robin about the book.
Yes, I'm going to be going into... Obviously, you're concerned about me reading the book.
No, I think you missed a whole audience after. You were saying about putting in the voices, and then you made a comment about the people who are driving and don't want to read, and they just want to put it in their car, and just hear it, and they just want to hear the book. Let me tell you, as a person who's forced to hear a talking book, many of the voices just drone on and on and on.
Oh, yeah?
And I can fall asleep and miss a whole side of the record.
Oh, okay.
So if you want to add all these things, I just want you to know I think it would be sensational.
Yeah, all right. Well, I'm going to get a couple of actors in there, too, to work with me on it. So
well, that's certainly good feedback, don't you?
I mean, it was something I would buy and just hear it over and over again.
Yeah, so that's what you do. And when you do the... When you do the book, typically it's like one cassette, I think.
Really? The whole book?
Yeah, well, they don't. No, you never do the whole book, or else you would fall over, unless it was like a novel or something. But my book, in this case,
I have a lot of tapes with a novel.
Mine's almost like 700 pages. But
so what do you put on?
Well, you abbreviate some of it. You take it down in size for the actual cassette, and then.
So you will have the whole book, but excerpted.
Right.
Well, I read The Bonfire of the Vanities. And some of Anne Rice, and it's all there. They even tell you, now we're chapter 1, now we're chapter 2.
Yeah, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to tell you what chapter you're in. I'm going to screw you up.
In fact, what he's going to do is fast read.
Yeah, I'm going to speed talk.
I'll miss the photographs, of course.
Yeah, believe me. That's for guys mostly, anyway. All right, yeah, so...
Well, don't I sound as if I'm one of the guys?
Yeah, I'll be coming out with that audio version in September with the paperback.
That would be sensational.
All right, good.
Okay. And I just want to say one thing. Robin?
Yes?
You look fabulous on the show.
But you can't.
How do you know? No wonder.
I sit close to the set.
And so you do see her.
It's a little blurry. Some of the detail is gone, but I can see her long hair and the new makeup job and everything, and she's sensational.
Hey, speaking of the new E! Show, this is kind of weird. So yesterday on the E! Show, I decided to save Sandra Bernhard till next week and put
that girl.
The girl who came in yesterday, the babysitter, the 18-year-old babysitter, and that guy, which everyone was calling up and saying they can't be for real and all of that. Well...
You couldn't do it.
Well, yes, we could. He signed to release the guy, and we even have him on videotape. What he did is he sent a letter to us saying, please don't air that on E! unless you fog out my face, which I didn't have time to do to fog out his face, so I couldn't air it last night. He says, don't air that on E! because I didn't understand I was going to be on TV. I was a little confused.
He looked like a bright guy.
Not only was he a bright guy, but we have it on camera telling him that we're going to be shooting this for TV. And he goes, oh, TV? Okay, yeah, I'll just, keep my wife away from the TV set or something.
Yeah.
So evidently he had second thoughts about it and wanted his face blocked out. But to block out a face takes a long time. For some reason, you've got to do a whole graphics thing. I can't explain why it takes a long time, but it does. So for those of you who doubted yesterday that the babysitter and the boyfriend were for real,
if we had known that he wanted to, we could have made up a great disguise.
Of course.
Oh, it would have been great. He could have sat there in like a chicken head or something.
Yeah, right. We could have put him in different hats and weird stuff. Damn it. But we talked to the guy before and we said, do you mind being on TV with this? We asked him 20 times. He goes, okay, no problem. The guy was just being a dick. So what I got to do now is go into a studio and black out his face. So for those of you who tuned in last night for the babysitter and not Sandra Bernhard, the babysitter will be on probably when we go on vacation, which is next week. So you'll be seeing that show.
You'll just have to wait for the babysitter.
Yeah, I know a lot of horny.
Sandra, it was great.
Sandra was great, yeah.
Really funny yesterday.
Yeah, Sandra did a good job. And everyone was shocked that I was squeezing on her ass, but...
Nothing you do shocks us.
Right. All right.
Okay, Howard.
All right, I'll speak to you.
Okay, bye.
I won't speak to you, but...
Bye-bye.
I'll speak to you on audio tape.
Well.
Right, bye.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, now you can pretend you're reading to her, just to her.
She must sit real close to the TV. That must look kind of weird.
I know. She's one of the... I've seen those people. Remember Nancy Kerrigan's mother?
Yeah.
During the Olympics?
At least she was watching the Olympics. This lady's watching us. That's what's sad. No wonder God took away her sight. I should have asked her how she lost her sight. That's always an interesting story.
How she
close to the TV.
She sat close to the TV. The radiation took away her sight.
Didn't your mother always tell you that?
Yeah, I don't think Nancy Kerrigan's mother should sit so close to the TV. It's bad for her vision. No wonder she went blind. And you know how they tell you sitting close to the TV is bad because there was radiation?
Right.
Like, I bet you this woman who just called us, the side of her head is green. You know what I mean? Whole left side.
She glows.
Yeah, she glows in the dark. Half her brain is wiped out from radiation.
But she can't see it.
Right. Who cares what you look like?
I wonder if she walk around with a cane only being partially blind.
Or seeing eye dog.
Because I always wonder what people are seeing.
Yeah. Me too. I take my glasses off. I think I'm legally blind.
I think you are too.
Yeah, I can't see anything.
That's a weird... You know, like I've always had perfect vision, so I don't know what... I can't imagine.
Record.
I can't imagine what that's like.
It's so bad. I hate wearing glasses, but I hate wearing contacts worse.
The whole idea of just getting up in the morning and not being able to focus on something.
Yeah. Sometimes it's a blessing. Depends who you're with. In college, a lot of times I thank God I couldn't see anything.
Thank God I can't.
Thank God. In fact, if for me, if I want to make a girl better looking, a lot of times in college I would just take my glasses off.
Is that right?
Yeah, and then I could get through it. Yeah, and then it was like, she don't look so bad all foggy like this.
That's why they invented beer.
Yeah.
Same thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Beer is for sighted people.
Unfortunately, Jackie had good vision, so he had to drink a lot of beer to ruin his vision. Well, that's very true, because I know for me, I needed a girl with a good body. I didn't care what the face looked like, because I could always take my glasses off. And as long as I saw the good body kind of, it was fine.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I got my little tricks too, Robin. I don't mind sharing with you.
I know this about you.
I have to take a break here. We'll be back right after these words. We'll get to some of your phone calls, and there's a lot going on in the show today. I'll tell you all about it right after these. Just trying to see what's going on. Well, Adam West is coming by, Batman.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Well, it'll be good to see him again. He's written a book.
And Roger Ebert's coming by, the fat movie guy.
Isn't that funny? I just thought about him yesterday. Yeah. I was eating a garden burger. Every time I eat one, I have to think of him.
A garden burger? What is that? Is that like a veggie?
A veggie burger.
Why do you think of him? Does he eat those? Yeah,
the last time he was in, we talked about them. So every time I eat one, I think of him. And I had one yesterday, and I said, we haven't seen him in a long time.
Don't you think he eats like 8 of them?
Yeah, he probably eats 2 boxes at a time.
Although, why do you look at a Roger Ebert and say, I would think after you heard that he ate garden burgers, you would stay clear of them because you'd be nervous.
Well, I still know they only have 2.5 grams of fat per burger. Yeah, so I don't know how he does it.
He eats burgers the size of a garden, I have a feeling. Because he keeps saying he's getting thinner, but every time I see him, he looks as fat as ever.
Well, his progress, because that's exactly what I was thinking.
Yeah.
We'll weigh him in. Same scale.
Yeah. We always weigh him when he comes in.
That's why he comes.
Yeah.
For his weigh-in.
We'll talk to him about movies, but more importantly about his black wife and that whole interracial thing.
What was that? That was the other thing that occurred to me, that he probably wouldn't still be doing the show if he hadn't married that black woman.
Right. We'd be bored with him already.
So true.
He married a black woman, and it became really interesting.
It became exciting.
Yeah. It's exciting. Roger Ebert from Siskel and Ebert marries a black woman, which is really kind of weird, too, because here's a guy who gets famous. You know, you figured, hey, he'd go after the white prize.
What? He was already white.
Maybe for white guys that get really rich, they just...
they want to flaunt convention.
Yeah, they want to have a black wife.
That's right. They want to say, you know what, I'm going to just make these people accept everything I do.
So Roger Ebert without Siskel will be here, which is fine by me. He should have an interesting take on O.J. He probably has smoke coming out of his head.
He probably has to take the black line that O.J. was right.
I would bet that Roger Ebert is going to say that O.J. is innocent.
Yeah.
Even though it goes against all common sense.
Thumbs up.
Yeah, thumbs up to O.J. All right, I have a bunch of... Gary, are you here to tell me anything in particular?
I was going to ask you if there's any truth about the thing I read in New York Magazine, that you're having a really upscale book party for the paperback. They were naming some places that were like really nice.
What they were, the Algonquin.
Right.
Now here's the deal.
Harvard Club.
No, here's the deal. And by the way, all of them said yes. Yeah. I read that article too. Let me tell you something. When you put out a paperback, or you put out a book, or you know, like things happen around you. See, they contact you when your book comes out, and they say, well, the paperback's coming out. Let's repeat history. In other words, since the book was successful, let's now for the paperback have another book party because you had a book party with the other one.
Right, you're supposed to do all the things that made it successful again.
Yeah, because the first time the book came out, I convinced them to have a book party. So now they're thinking they should have another book party. But I'm saying, no, we did that already. They said, well, what if we have it in an upscale place, like the Harvard Club or something? I said, yeah, but how does that help you sell books? So we have a party at the Harvard Club, and everyone gets in a tuxedo. Who cares?
Yeah, because there'll still be those same, Siobhan in a tuxedo.
Yeah.
That's what you'll have.
Yeah, and I don't really want, that book part, one was enough. That was torture. All right? My parents had to come, and it was a whole thing, you had to invite a whole bunch of people.
And your mom was worried about the aunts and uncles getting in.
Yeah, it was like, it became my worst nightmare. It was supposed to be a stupid promotional book party. My mother's calling every minute going, you invite your aunt and your uncles, and you can't, how are they going to get in? And what are they going to eat?
There's not enough room, and is there food?
Yeah, you're inviting people around dinner time, and there won't be food? I go, Mom, I'm not throwing this party. This is like a book party. It's the publishing company that throws it. I show up, I say hi to the folks, we do a little press, and that's it. But you're inviting people. You got to have dinner. I said, no, you don't. You don't have to have anything. Go eat dinner beforehand. Where am I going to eat? I go, that's not my problem. Where you're going to eat. Should I eat in the city, you think? How am I going to get there? They're not going to provide transportation for your mother? I go, Mom, I'll provide you transportation. How's that?
I'll make sure that everybody gets in. Remember, that was the big deal, that they wouldn't recognize your other relatives at the door. They might get turned away.
Yeah.
So she was going to stand at the door.
So what happened? I'm having a book party. I'm trying to pass myself off as a celebrity, and my mother's working the door. And it's never the way it's supposed to be. I don't think Arnold Schwarzenegger's mother stands at the door.
Never. No.
I'm not saying I'm Arnold Schwarzenegger, but I'd like to try to pass myself off as something of a celebrity at these book parties.
Taking tickets.
Yeah. Working the door and working my head all at the same time. Amazing woman. So that was a nightmare come true. Because it was kind of cool, this whole big book party for me, and getting carried in on a stretcher by beautiful women, and all of a sudden you look over and your mom is like, Howard, it's a nice party, but there's nothing to eat. All these people are coming from work. What are they going to eat? So it's like, oh, shut up. Shut up. Shut your yap.
Did you even see her that night?
Oh, I saw her a couple of times.
Did you?
I ran the other way. It was an avoidance night.
Oh.
I avoided more people at the party. It was just weird. It was the mixing of two worlds, which I hate. My home life and my radio life. And I can't stand that.
You're not saying you hate the two worlds, you hate the mixing of
the mixing of the two worlds. I'm not too choked up with the two worlds anyway, but when they mix, it's really a disaster.
It's a nightmare.
It's a nightmare. And my wife, what should I wear to the party? And, it's just like, I don't care. I don't really care. I don't want anybody putting any energy into this. And then I hate when the kooks get a hold of my wife. You know what I mean? And they start saying stuff to her, and then I got to hear about it for the next 3 days from my wife, and I don't want to hear about the kooks. I don't know. It's just a nightmare. So
I think we should do it again.
No, you can do it. I'm not. I got to tell you. Yeah, so they basically sent over a memo and said, here's a bunch of things you could do. Would you be willing to do some book signings? I said, yeah, I might do one or two. We'll have another party, but this time let's have it at an upscale place. I said, that's a cute idea, but I really don't see doing it. I don't want to be involved.
I don't see what was wrong with the the Harley-Davidson Cafe.
Yeah, there was nothing wrong with it. But they wanted to do something different.
So you put it in a club.
Yeah. Well, to me, it's just another book party. It's history repeating itself. We did that already. So I said, I don't want to do that again. I said, I'll go do some book signings because I know a lot of fans want me to sign their book. And quite frankly, I haven't gotten to a lot of markets like I wanted to.
So you're ruling out New York and Los Angeles?
I don't know. I haven't even thought about it yet. And then I started thinking about that woman who got fired down in Weslaco, Texas. I got to get in touch with her. Maybe I'll do something for her. Maybe I'll do a book signing in Washington, bring her up and start screaming about her freedoms and all that. Get the ACLU down there.
Well, have you called her? Have you even tried to contact her?
Fafafui's supposed to be doing that.
I see. Well,
that
will never
happen. Yeah. It'll never happen.
Should be in touch with her by today.
Oh, good. See, you were wrong.
That means he's going to make the call.
Right. That means he hasn't called her yet.
He forgot.
I forgot, Bolf. I was busy yesterday.
He comes again. He's gonna answer.
No, you made the call yesterday, and what happened?
I made the call yesterday. Well, I couldn't get in touch with her because she's not there anymore, so I called the woman who wrote the article about it to get her number.
Right.
She called me back late last night, and I'll call her first thing this morning, get her number.
All right, there you go. Fa-fa-fooey. Working hard.
Just so you know the process.
Okay, very good. Fascinating process. Bolf, I don't know. There are 10 numbers here.
I forget the order.
Well, there's nobody here to answer the phone, and I don't know what to do.
There are 10 numbers in this phone number, and I'm not even sure if this is the right order. You're going to have to give me a few weeks on this.
Here in the process.
Yeah. Let me explain the process. Could probably look her up in the Westlaco phone book, but I don't know.
Well,
maybe I'm wrong.
We'll be in touch with that lady today.
Bolf. I'll be dialing later.
You call information right now just to see if you can do it in 10 seconds.
Yeah.
I couldn't call her work because she don't work there anymore.
How much you want to bet I could get in touch with her in 10 seconds?
Oh, no.
If I needed
What was I
to.
supposed to do? I tried to call a job. She was fired.
I called the number is not here.
It's not here Newsday.
Yeah. They don't list the number in the article.
I read that article from cover to cover, and there was no number.
Hey, Fa-Fa-Fooey, come in here for a second. Come here, I got to ask you a question. When you were looking for her number, what?
What are you? What's your beef?
No, I'm just curious. Did you ever, call information and
because I
ask
don't know
for her
what
number?
I don't know what town she lives in.
Westlaco.
Well, we don't know that she lives in that town.
It's
It was a good shot
a village.
to start there.
I did not. I figured this was a quicker way to get through.
What, calling the reporter?
Yeah. I'll have the number by this morning. Guaranteed I'll have it by this morning.
Do me a favor. Go in the other room.
I will.
Take the woman's name and ask for information in Westlaco, Texas,
I got you.
and see if her name is in the book.
Information would only take a second, boss. I like to do things in 2 days.
I like to be at the mercy of a reporter.
I like to have to ask.
Right. That's my producer.
I didn't know what town she lived in.
I'll call the reporter, get on up, and the reporter's probably going, what a jerk. All you have to do is call information.
Oh, they got that in Texas?
I thought only in in big cities they have information.
Well, what would that number be? I don't know the number for information.
Yeah, I have to learn the area code.
That's far enough away to have a different area code.
And then once I get the number, I got to figure out how to dial. Oh, what is it? Gary Puppet wants to say something.
Sometimes I'm not ready for any unforeseen event that may or may not occur. Robin. Stop!
What shirt are you wearing today, Gary Puppet?
My Tata Tuesday shirt. I have another surprise for you a little bit later on.
You're going to change outfits?
Now, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
In area code, does that go on the beginning or the end of the number?
That goes at the beginning of the number, Tata Toothy.
That's why I've been having trouble.
There you go. All right, very good, Tata Toothy.
Where's Westlaco in relationship to Manhattan?
Well, that would be very far away.
Ooh, big commute.
You know what sucks about this show? Well, besides you and Robin, having that camera follow me.
Do you have a number now?
Yeah, I might have one.
Oh. Gary, I don't know why you don't use your head.
For what?
A hammer.
You know, when I go bike riding, I don't need a helmet because my head is so hard.
See, I would have just lied to you and said it was unlisted, but now...
No, I would have checked it myself. I wouldn't believe you. So you're smart to come clean.
That's right.
Yes.
So in other words, you called up information, you asked for the woman's name, and there it was in the phone book.
Just like that.
So you got the number in 5 minutes.
That's correct.
Here is the process.
For 5 minutes.
Let me explain the process for getting a number.
I'm going to have to choke one of you guys.
First you call the newspaper.
It's got to be Robin, because if I choke Howard, I'll be out of work.
First, I couldn't call her job. I figured that out because she had been fired.
That's right.
All right, I got to go.
Oh, man. Come on, you got to admit. Gary, wait a second. You got to admit. Where are you? You know, he refuses to admit he's got a low level of intelligence. He only got into Adelphi University. That's a college for dummies.
But didn't he do very well there?
Even I wouldn't go there.
He's a smart dummy.
Even the Gary Puppet would.
He's lucky it was a local call.
Wait.
What is the college you went to again?
Hold on.
What is
I
that?
was accepted
Adelphi.
to 8 other colleges.
Like what?
University of Texas at Austin. I was
Wow.
accepted to. That's a good school.
How do you know
He couldn't
that?
find the number.
So why wouldn't you go to a good school?
It's near Westlaco.
See, you wouldn't have had to look up the number.
I had some family problems that kept me from going away to school.
IQ.
Genetics. I don't understand something. How could a guy who graduated 4 years of college not know to first go to the phone book and look up a woman's number? So you got to admit that is really dumb.
Okay, I missed the boat on this.
All right.
Excuse me.
Come on, that's pretty funny.
Well,
if you divorce yourself from the fact that it's you.
Yeah.
So it's for you, it's a laugh riot.
It is. I mean, it's unbelievable. I don't know. A phone book is a heavy concept.
I didn't actually.
Why should I research? Why do I have to look in a phone book when a reporter could get in touch with me in 2 days?
Adam West is here.
Oh, is he really?
No, but I'm trying to stop this.
Gary Puppet, do you believe this?
Sometimes I have no idea about things that I don't know about.
Stop scratching your head, Gary Puppet. Makes you look stupid.
Good earwax.
Okay.
The phone book would make a great movie, Wolf. You should option the rights.
Okay, thank you, Gary Puppet.
Is there a talking phone book?
For blind people.
You can read the phone book, sell them, to them. So anyway,
could find those.
We got it.
All right, now we have the woman from Texas. You have her phone number.
That's correct.
Now, do we understand the process?
What would we like to do now? Shut up, Rob.
What is the process that we're looking for?
Now, here's the process.
Switch headphones so I can't hear what's going on.
Process is pick my nose and yell at Robin.
Gary, you don't think this is funny anymore?
No, it's a riot.
Okay. Well, why should we call her now that we have the phone number? Let's not call. No, use every bit of brain power and call her and describe to her that I am outraged that she was fired from her job for buying my book for the library, and that I would I would like to publicize the fact that it's not correct. As a matter of fact, do me a favor. Tell me what you're going to say to her.
Hello?
No, come on, be serious. Hello?
I'm going to say hello, calling from Howard Stern's office.
Right.
Howard heard about what happened to you, and he'd like to help you. I'll probably ask her if she'd like to come on the air with us. Would you like her to do that?
Yes.
And that Howard's going to try to help you find another job or help you get your old job back if you'd like it.
Right.
Is that okay?
Yes.
How are you doing would be a good question.
All right, he did fine. He did fine. Very good.
Robin always knows how to do everything better.
Sorry, Gary Puppet?
Wolf, is that a different time zone?
What, the Weslaco, Texas? I believe actually it might be the same time. No, it would be different. It would be different. It's far away.
My head's going to explode. Whoa.
When do you make that call?
I'm sorry. That's I didn't want to tell you.
Whoa, I can't handle this. Whoa.
All right, there he goes.
Whoa.
Gary Puppet's a little upset.
Hello, lady. Before I start talking, may I say something?
What time is it?
Ma'am, would you like to know the future? Because I'm a couple hours ahead of you.
I could be predicting the past.
All right, very good, Gary. Thank you for getting the number. And now I guess you don't need to talk to the reporter, do you?
No.
You've done your own reporting. All right, there you go. You've done your own research.
Boy,
Very good.
Are you ingenious?
Tatatuthi coming through for me one more time.
We will have that number in about 5 days.
I'll have that number in the shakes of a lamb's tail. But lambs don't have tails. How do they know?
All right, very good. Thank you, Gary Puppet. Gary, thank you.
I'm a little unamused this morning.
The last time we'll bring this up.
You know, don't you think the stealing of the puppet was like a week's worth?
Yes.
I mean, isn't that enough?
We should have laid off for
I'm sorry. I didn't know this would be coming up.
Oh, wait a second. I forgot we're on vacation next week.
Right.
We can catch up.
Yeah, we can catch up.
See?
Very good. All right, why don't we take a break, Robin, and then we'll be back right after these words.
We're back with the Howard Stern Show.
Now, this is kind of a funny story. I thought Adam West was here because he wrote a new book. Turns out Adam West is here because he wants Gary's job, our producer.
Oh.
Yeah, I didn't realize he was interviewing, so I don't want to embarrass him by bringing him in.
Can we hear a little bit of these?
Adam West is going to be the new producer of this show. Now, actually, Adam West, the original Batman, the real Batman, the only Batman.
Jackie hasn't heard about the movies.
No. Adam doesn't like you to bring up the movie because he's really hurt that they didn't pick him to be the... Here he is, the great Adam West. Look at him. You look younger than ever. Look at you son of a bitch. You look great. Look at you. Batman.
Yeah.
I grew up with you.
That voice is unmistakable.
It is unmistakable. What is it, Howard Stern for governor?
Is it a relic now?
Yeah, you ought to hold on to that one. That's more valuable than your cape.
How are you, Robin?
There he is, the great Batman Adam West.
Yeah.
Of course. Adam West not only upset that they didn't use him in the movie, he's also upset that they didn't let him draw the comic book. I don't know how many people know that.
What about that cartoon that's on in the afternoon? Is he upset about that?
He is upset about the cartoon as well. He wanted to draw that himself. And when they did not allow him, he went on a rampage. He was going to take them to court. Actually, Adam West, it is good to see you. You have put out a new book about your Batman experiences, and you have been very, very open and honest in this. You didn't hold back, did you?
No, as you did not, Howard, either.
That's right. You learned from me.
Yes, I did. I was in your book. I am honored and so happy to tell you that it's great to have been in your book.
Does anyone remember why Adam West was in my book?
No, I don't.
Okay, I'll tell you why. Let me tell the story.
I have a picture in there, you as Fartman. And by the way, this morning, Howard, I'm here to tell you that I want you elevated, Howard. I think it's about time.
Yes?
Yes.
Did you write comedy?
What is he going to elevate you to?
Did you write some comedy that you're going to do here today?
No, not a thing. But I brought something.
He's reaching into a big plastic bag. I think it's one of Batman's condoms. But go ahead, yes? What do you have there?
I brought something that's insured for about $1 million, Howard.
What is that?
I feel that it's time you were elevated from Fartman to something possibly more heroic.
Okay.
Would you do me the honor of trying on my classic original Batman cowl?
Is that the actual one?
Yes.
Do you think I'd fit this?
Wow.
You didn't blow any snot into this, did you?
No, I've kept it clean all these years. This is a clean
Let me see that. Hold it up.
Now, why on the inside does it say, this is not a safety helmet? Why does it say that? Seriously.
Well, it is a safety helmet.
Oh, it is?
Oh, yes.
If someone wrote on it, this is not a safety helmet.
It's high-impact plastic.
This is the actual...
I do that so the people who are out to get me will read it first.
This is the actual Batman thing that you wore on TV?
Yes.
You know, it's funny. It doesn't look that elaborate.
Let me see it.
Yeah, here it is. See? Should I put it on, Robin?
Absolutely. But Howard, the photograph's like $1 million.
Doesn't look elaborate at all. Look at the little blue line.
Look how cheaply made it is. Let me try it on. You mind if I try it on?
Not at all. That's why I brought it, Howard. But you have to give it back.
Oh, I took my glasses off. One second. I'm going to give
Indian
it
giver.
Hold on. I'm going to try it on, Robin.
You can't.
Well, you got a small head.
No, you have more hair.
That's it. I can't get it on, Robin.
I don't think Adam could get that on.
How's this look? Let me see you put it on.
No, Howard, I can't because DC Comics does not allow me to wear my cowl.
Is that right?
That's right.
That's what I thought. I didn't think he could run around in that.
Yeah, they said you can't wear your costume because
what's that all about?
Confused between you and Michael Keaton.
That's like the Lone. Yeah, right. They might be confused. That's like the Lone Ranger. They won't let him wear his stupid mask.
I know, and he had to run around in dark glasses.
What is it? Do you know what the value of that is?
What?
Take it because I heard Adam talking about it. He wants to be really careful with it.
Yeah, notice Adam hasn't sold it to anyone.
It's worth $300,000 and insured for $1 million.
So why don't you just sell it so you have some money?
Well, that's why I'm here this morning.
Are you going to sell it? If that's worth $300,000, why wouldn't you sell it? What do you care about having some stupid mask?
That's what I'm saying. That's why I'm here for you. Will you make an offer?
Jackie will do it. He's got plenty of dough. He's been selling those CDs.
And he has a house full of junk.
That'll fit right in with the house. Is it really worth something?
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
I've had offers for all that stuff, Howard.
Really?
Yeah.
I've got kind of a small warehouse full of memories.
Do you have the suit and everything?
Sure. I got my bat jet.
He wears it every night before he goes to bed. No, but the point is that you have that stuff, and that's probably worthwhile in the sense monetarily. You didn't get paid that much for the Batman show, so the idea that you held on to that stuff was probably the smartest investment you could have made.
Well, I thought it was kind of shrewd, yeah.
Right, because here's according to the new book by Adam West, he made $4,500 a week for Batman, and that was by the last season.
Oh, so that was his big raise.
Only got paid for reruns for the first 2 years in syndication, and never made out any money on the merchandising. Who was your agent?
Gary Dell'Abate.
Gary Dell'Abate was your agent? I can't believe it. It just didn't occur to you to ask for those things at that time. I mean,
well, they didn't make deals like that, though.
Yeah. Well, when you first got into it, you were probably happy to have the gig, right? I mean, at first you were like, hey, this is a cool job, so I'll do it for a little bit of money.
Every week, yeah.
And then you probably signed a long-term contract, and then trying to get more money out of them was ridiculous, right?
But I think, Howard, what seems like a little bit of money to you and the others here this morning was considerable money then.
Oh.
For what I was doing.
Right.
And after all, it was 80 years ago.
Right.
And not only that.
Right. Do you know that Michael Keaton's dinner at the premiere of Batman cost $4,500?
I know.
Did you know that? That's the sad part.
Lunch one day on the set.
Did you really wig out when they gave it to...
still eating box lunches, what?
Did you flip out when they gave it to Michael Keaton and you weren't even called?
Well, I had about 15 minutes of madness and being crazed and disappointed.
Right.
You really didn't think they were going to put you in
No, Robin, I didn't at all, because I heard about it
Sure he did.
years. You know,
right.
I decided that, you know, why... I don't want to be bitter.
Yeah, but why couldn't you play Alfred? Or someone like that?
I could certainly do that.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, that would have been a good
Could have been Alfred. Yeah, that would have been good.
But what I would love to do is come in and play Uncle Batman.
Uncle Batman, right, yeah.
In other words, things get so tense and awful, so heinous, right?
Right.
Gotham City, that whoever's playing Batman has to call on me. He discovers me as a working criminologist in some university or some nonsense.
Here's why Adam West was in my book. All right? Let me tell you why. Yeah, take off your jacket, for God's sake. Right.
I'm going to stay a while now.
Adam West agreed to come on our TV show. Now, I read in his new book that he says, when Howard Stern asked me to be on the TV show, you did not want to go on, right? At first you were like, I have a bit of hesitation here.
Well, Howard, I don't like to leave the house.
Right.
However,
is that true?
Yeah.
Really? Are you a
hermit?
Are you a hermit?
Well, I'm not a recluse. I'm really a family man, and
now you are.
Enjoy spending time with this family, the Sternites.
Right.
And
but you don't like to leave the house.
Not especially unless I'm paid well.
Right. And he weren't paying. I wasn't paying.
You weren't paying anything at all. I heard you have a ranch.
Yes.
Wow.
See, well, we'll get to how the hell Adam put that together.
Yeah,
because everyone's fascinated on 4500. But anyway, what I did was I was smart. I wanted him on the TV show. We didn't have any money to pay him, so I sent up the bat signal. And then I lured him over to Channel 9. And the bat signal no longer looks like a bat. It's just big dollar signs. Get Adam to come out of there. So anyway, I know what happened was, so Adam agreed to come on the show. We were in a writing meeting, and I said, you know what would be really cool? Let's do a sketch with Adam West. And everyone said, well, if you ask him to do the sketch, he probably won't show up. I go,
we said that about all our guests.
Yeah, because we always did really messed up sketches because we didn't want to disappoint the audience. So I said, you know, it would be really cool if I was Fart Man and Adam West was Batman. And that would be really cool.
Right.
But then we figured out on our own that, hey, Adam's not going to be Batman because, like, he holds it sacred or something, or he's legally not allowed to be Batman or something like that.
A little of both.
Yeah, so I said, I'll be Fart Man, but I won't tell him because if I tell him I'm going to be Fart Man in the sketch, he'll probably just split and leave.
Right.
That'll be it. And then we'll be sunk. And we won't have a show for the week.
Again.
Yeah. Because everyone knows Adam's nutty about Batman. You know what I mean? He's got, like, things about it.
Rules
right, his rules about Batman. There's all kind of Batman rules.
Batman wouldn't do this. Batman would do that.
Batman wouldn't do that. Hey, take it easy, pal.
Batman doesn't talk like that.
When Adam goes senile, look, one day he'll be 100 years old. He'll be in an old age home. He'll be running around in that cowl.
Old age.
Yeah, right. Yeah, he'll be like Bela Lugosi. He'll be like, Robin, where are you? Where are you, Robin? You know what I'm saying?
Get me the bat pole.
Yeah, get me the bat pole. They'll be like, okay, just give him more Thorazine. Give him more Thorazine. Get the bat walker. You know what I mean? Because that's what happened to the guy who played Tarzan.
The Batmobile is this chair.
Yeah.
Batman.
That's what happened to the guy who played Tarzan. He went Johnny Weissmuller went completely wacky when he became an old man, and he just ran around the old age home going, right. He married an alligator.
Still running around. Listen.
Right.
Yeah, but you know, all those people lived on the average of 7 or 8 years longer.
Yes.
Because of the shock of hearing that.
Yes.
Through their doorways.
Right. That's right. It kept them going. It was entertaining. But Bela Lugosi was the same thing. He insisted on being buried in his cape and his fangs. Right? They buried him with his costume.
That's like Dracula.
So that might happen to you.
No.
I mean, you don't think it will. Johnny Weissmuller swore on a stack of Bibles it wouldn't happen to him.
How do you know, Howard?
Because they all did. Bela Lugosi says, it's just a pot. And then all of a sudden, when you lose your marbles, when you lose your marbles, you go back to what was most pleasing.
What about Aunt B?
Aunt B became Aunt B.
She was Aunt B.
It's going to happen to you, Adam.
No, it is not.
Of course it is.
Really intimidating.
He doesn't know. I'm really intimidating
you. Are.
I don't think you're. I don't think I could.
It's not going to happen to me because I was other things before Batman. I was a detective, a cowboy.
Yeah, but
I
Batman
is the old folks' home.
But Batman is the defining role.
It's always the defining.
Have you heard about the new series?
What new series?
Well,
yeah, you're in a new series. Yeah, what is that?
It's called The Clinic. Did I turn that nicely towards kind of a plug thing?
Oh, yeah, right. Yeah, you're doing The Clinic. Yeah, Adam's very touchy about that. He wants you to know. He works a lot.
He does other things.
Yeah, he's not just Batman.
You know, I did read...
Unless there's a crime, but there is here this morning.
That's right.
I did read some of the stuff that was written over the weekend about Adam, and he does like to always point out that after Batman,
yes,
he had to go on the dinner show circuit.
Right.
And do lots of B movies and C movies because people wouldn't give him a chance. He was typecast in that role.
You had to do porno. You did that thing, Lady Chatterley's Lover, right?
Well, that was kind of soft.
Softcore porn, but
sure.
That's with Belzer's wife.
Well, the thing is, they added that later. I had no idea. The script that I read was...
They fooled you.
Are you kidding?
Yeah, that's right.
Certainly no boobs, nothing in that.
So someone told me you cried for 3 years after the series went, and that was it, right?
Well, I felt sorry for myself.
No, it was bad because you got stereotyped.
Absolutely.
You got typecast.
I was the victim of typecasting, as so many are.
Right.
You know,
now, what would happen when you would go to apply for a job?
They go, hey, Batman, how you doing?
They say, good morning, Batman.
Yeah, it's even like on the new series. On the new series, you play a doctor, right?
I play a doctor.
Yeah, but it's like Dr. Batman.
No, it is.
You know what would be great?
Howard.
You know what would be great on the new series? Every time someone walks in, hey, Batman, when did you become a doctor?
Batman?
Hey, aren't you Batman? You know who battled that? Fred Gwynne, the great actor Fred Gwynne, who played Herman Munster. He was a great actor. But the son of a bitch, every time you saw him on the screen, it was like,
take it.
Every idiot in the audience would go, there's Herman Munster.
He might as well have changed his name.
And then finally got that role with My Cousin Vinny. He did a great job as the judge. And he was finally getting over it. And what did he do? He drops dead.
So you better hope this doesn't work out.
Why are you looking at me?
I'm not taking it. Well, you look healthy.
Thermometer.
Right. I don't know. Anyway.
I think you're right. I think that he kind of blazed a trail there as far as typecasting.
It's tough.
It took me a little while to get away from it. About 24 years.
That's all. Big deal.
That's usually the time it takes.
After Batman, Adam West and Sean Connery used to sit around and just spit on each other and go, yeah, James Bond. Batman. Just like constantly.
That's right, and then Ringo Starr joined the group.
Ringo Starr, right. He was a bitter.
Beatles and Bond.
Anyway, Adam.
Oh, I have a
signing today,
Howard. A signing.
Yeah, okay.
Have you done signings?
Okay. Right.
Wait a minute. Have you done signings?
Yes, I have done book signings.
Tell me about it.
What you do is you go. First of all, you know a lot of people are excited to meet you. Batman is hotter than ever now. To have Batman memorabilia, to have you sign the Batman book would be very exciting.
Will my book sell better than yours?
I would think so. I would think so. Today at Barnes & Noble, you can meet Adam West at 5th Avenue and 48th Street from 12:30 to 1:30. All right. Friday, 7:30 to 8:30, Barnes & Noble Country Glen Shopping Center in Carl Place, New York.
Hold it.
For friends out on Long Island.
Do me a favor.
Is that Long Island, Carl Place?
Yes.
Do me a favor.
Yes. Yes, Batman. Yes.
The next signing is in the land where the wild turkey grazes.
Oh, Jackie's house?
Yes.
So where is that? That's it.
It's the Indian phrase for Paramus.
Oh, no, that's Saturday.
Yeah, Saturday. Paramus.
From 1 to 3, Starlog Garden State Plaza.
Garden State Plaza.
Paramus, New Jersey.
New Jersey.
From 1 to 3 on Saturday.
Yeah, so I'm going to see a lot of people there, but today, Barnes & Noble.
The reason, yes.
They bought a lot of
Don't worry, I'll plug it a lot.
You know, my book is, have you ever seen bats by the thousands at sundown flying out of the cave entrance?
Yes.
In a feeding frenzy?
Yes.
This is the way the books are going out of the warehouse.
Yes, well, I'm going to talk about your book now.
You are?
First, I want to tell you why you were in my book. So I did this sketch with Fart Man. Adam West came on, and we decided not to tell him in advance that we were going to do a Fart Man sketch.
Right.
And Adam came on, and I said, by the way, let's do a sketch. He goes, well, what kind of sketch? Let me see the script. I go, what do you need to see the script for? Just let's go out there and act spontaneously. You just look at the teleprompter and let's do it. No, I insist on seeing the script. And Adam was good enough to do it. He looked at it and agreed to be in the Fart Man Goes to Superhero School.
Right. This is unusual for us.
I did.
And it was brilliant.
Changes, Howard.
It was brilliant. Remember when I bent over, I farted on the chicken and cooked it? Right on TV?
I'll never forget that.
Wasn't that great?
Yes.
Even Adam was...
there's a chain of restaurants now.
Yes. That was a great script.
But
and that was the debut of Fred from Mars Man and Jackie the Belly Button Man, all of that, King of Mars.
Seriously, I was never so stunned in my life when I came down that stairs.
Yes.
And I thought that they weren't going to do this.
All right, in the book.
I saw you fly in a very athletic way.
Yes. Yeah, very.
On this rope. With a toilet seat on your rear end.
Yes, that was the best.
That was the first time.
Stunned,
that was the first time I'd ever done Fart Man, ever.
Really?
Anywhere.
But that's why I look so dignified. I was stunned.
You were great. You handled it like a pro. You handled it very professionally. I saw why they love you as an actor.
Well, thank you for the picture in your book.
Yes, you were great.
And you're in my book, and this is my humble way to repay you.
The book is called Back to the Batcave by Adam West. Now, Adam, you do talk about your love life. When you were doing Batman...
Was he married then?
You were single, am I correct?
I was single, yes.
Yes. And he became Mr.
Oh, he was a woman magnet.
Well, yes, he had a happening job. and he could date celebrities.
He's in Hollywood.
Now, he doesn't mention a lot of names, but you do mention the name of Natalie Wood's sister. Lana Wood. You got her. You nailed her, right?
I don't know, in a very flattering way. We were together occasionally. Yes.
How was she? Was she as hot-looking as Natalie Wood?
I think she was gorgeous, yes.
Really?
Yeah.
And what'd you do? Like, you met her at a party or something?
No, I met her years ago in Honolulu with Natalie.
Oh, you met Natalie Wood?
Yes.
Now, there was a knockout.
Because I was doing something like this, Howard.
Yes, a radio show?
Yes.
You were doing the radio show?
Well, a simulcast with TV, too. I had 2 hours of television in the morning with a chimpanzee named Peaches.
Oh, things were going well.
Oh, boy.
And this is how I started.
Oh, so you were a disc jockey?
Yeah.
And you met Natalie Wood while you were disc jockey?
We were there for the premiere of a movie, and I was asked to escort Natalie to the premiere.
Oh, no kidding.
Wow.
How come I am never escorting
Nobody
anyone?
ever calls you.
Well, look at me. Look at Adam. That's the reason.
Oh, no.
I'm an ugly guy. I know that.
I've seen your picture in the green room.
Yes. So let me get this right. Where's Peaches today, by the way, your sidekick?
At home with Johnny Weissmuller.
Yeah. Peaches was upset he got typecast.
Never
Anyway,
could.
no.
Only offered monkey roles.
Yeah, he was mad that he didn't get to play Robin on the Batman series. All right, so let me get this straight.
Peaches was an okay chimp, but
in your book,
everyone thought Peaches was a girl, a lady chimp, because Peaches wore a skirt.
Right, but it was a guy.
Did obscene things under my desk on the air. And it was all
masturbation?
Well, yeah, it was a challenge.
Wow.
Yes.
So this book is filled with sex, except it's about monkeys. Monkey sex.
The anecdote to bring in.
And you're saying that you, as a disc jockey, got to date Lana Wood, and she fell in love with you. Isn't that correct?
No.
You didn't date her? Did you have sex with her?
Love? I don't know. I've forgotten. Did she love me? She may have liked me a little.
Right. And did you have sex with her? Did you nail her?
Never. Howard, would a superhero talk
Batman
about?
wouldn't do
talk
that.
about kissing.
Hey, Batman, you want to sell books? You better tell. You just better open up about that.
Hey, my book is a spill all of a kind.
Yes.
But it's not about being abused by...
but you dated Natalie Wood, too, didn't you?
One night.
That was it.
I just
and you couldn't nail her?
One night.
And you couldn't nail her?
She said she'd go to dinner, and we had Mai Tais.
Wow.
And I had the little umbrella and the drink up my nose, so
no, but
it wasn't too cool.
But you say in your book, the whole time you were Natalie Wood, she talked about Raymond Burr?
Yes, there was Raymond Burr.
Now, Raymond Burr was a queen, right? I mean...
was he? I did Perry Mason. He never came after me.
Well, that doesn't mean anything. Maybe he wasn't attracted to you. Now, Batman wouldn't have had sex, but Adam West would have invaded every orifice on a woman if he had his chance. True?
I think Adam West is probably a fairly healthy guy.
Yes. So
Batman was uptight, but not Adam.
So when you were
Robin and I did the same show together, by the way.
Yes, when you were on the show.
Still on that?
Just stay with me, Adam. All right. When you were on the show, yes. A lot of Hollywood starlets.
Those new glasses?
Yes. Well, come on, this is interesting. When you were on the show, a lot of women came on to you. True or false?
We had guys, girls, we had...
Men came on to you, too.
Now, what guys came on to you?
Was that Cesar Romero after you?
Did Cesar Romero ever try to get it on with you?
Well, here's a little hint. Cesar, I don't know. Here's a little hint, though. Well,
go ahead,
Howard.
Liberace came on to you?
Be on your show.
Oh, really?
Well,
was that a Liberace impression?
He really didn't come on. He was a wonderful guy. He was a sweet guy.
Did he try to get it on with you?
What? No, because he was too tough.
No, come on. What happened between you and Liberace?
Liberace was playing twins.
Right.
And one of
them wasn't enough.
The great Chandel, right?
Yeah.
One of them was really tough, so Liberace thought that he was Jimmy Cagney.
Right.
During that week.
Right.
So, no, he certainly wouldn't make advances toward any guy because he was tough.
So you're saying you never had anything sexual with Liberace, or he tried to get into your bat
Only
pants?
with his cape.
I see. Your bat pants. All right. Now also you say during your heyday with this Batman thing, you were dating a woman that looked like Doris Day, but it turned out when you got him in bed, it was a guy.
Really?
You were duped. Now, Adam, how were you duped?
Are you?
This is all in your book.
It is, really?
Yes.
Did I write that?
Well, you were in a coma
He
when you wrote
doesn't remember his life, and he doesn't know who wrote this book.
He doesn't know who wrote the book.
Are you talking about Batman's night with the transvestite?
Yeah. Now, what happened? This was a big night for you.
Well, it was, yes.
You met a woman you were very attracted to.
It was like dealing with Fart Man. It was really odd.
What happened? What was the story?
Well, it was in old Madrid. I want you to picture now the setting. It was a basement.
Very romantic.
Very romantic. A basement.
What were you doing there? Shooting?
In Spain with olives.
What were you doing there? Vacation?
Had a cheese. I don't know what.
Were you on vacation?
I was on location.
Yeah.
Vacation, location, yes.
You were on location.
Vacation
okay.
at night.
I think Adam's drinking Bat Daniels. I don't know what he's talking about. No, what really? What happened? What was it?
Yeah, I was doing my spaghetti western, right?
Right.
And so I'd come into Madrid and had a nice apartment at the Plaza.
Right.
And that night I went out and stayed quite late, and I was in a basement bistro, and there was this marvelous orchestra playing all these cool tunes.
Right.
And Doris Day, seemingly.
Magnificent woman.
Oh, magnificent. Was standing in front of the band singing all these wonderful songs directly to me.
Oh.
Right.
I didn't realize that a guy named Jim Aubrey and Keith Brazell had put her up to that.
Yeah.
I hate to spoil the punchline, but her.
Right.
And Doris kept looking at me, and I'd sneak a little toast, and I thought, wow, this is my lucky night of all
But you didn't think it was Doris Day, but you said, hey, this is a real Doris Day
lookalike.
Well,
I was told it was Doris Day. She was on location. I was a little fuzzy.
Oh, so you bought it. Okay, go ahead.
Well, I kind of bought it. I wanted to buy it.
Right.
What happened? I really wanted to buy it.
So after
I'd pay anything for it.
After she's done singing, you go up to her?
Well, no, she came down from the bandstand and walked directly up to me.
Right.
It was one of those moments.
And did you kiss?
Camera here, camera there. She kissed me lightly and said, "Hi, buy me a drink."
Hi, buy me a drink.
Yeah. Perfect English.
But you thought it was a girl still?
Romantic thing in her voice.
Yeah.
Yes, and I said, why, certainement, madame.
Right.
Trying to be really cooler. And so we had a drink, and a moment later, we left this basement, and she went back to my apartment, and the moonlight streaming in on her pink sketch, luscious.
No trace of a beard or anything?
No, just a luscious, gorgeous person. And one thing led to another. Her dress fell to the floor. This pool of moonlight.
So you were really, you really laid one on her, huh?
I tried.
So Adam, you're a homo. I mean, is that what you're saying?
Does that make me a homo?
I think so. I mean, I don't know. I can tell him a mile away.
Sorry, Howard.
Adam was the first guy to do the crying game thing.
Yeah. Did you puke?
No. What happened? What happened was.
So he assumed that you knew that he was a guy.
No.
He was fooling you. He took off his clothes.
Yes.
Did he have breasts?
I don't know. I didn't wait.
No, what do you mean?
I was too eager. My hand slipped down the body, flesh, and some kind of a girdle, plastic girdle.
Yeah.
And I jumped out of bed. I mean, I hit the floor running.
Really?
Yes.
Of course.
What is?
You were in bed.
He was naked. Were you undressed?
I was naked in bed. And I ran across the floor. I hit the wall. I slipped. It was really romantic.
No kidding.
Yes.
And you ran out of the room, never to see him again?
No, I stayed.
Wow.
So you know why I stayed?
Why? You didn't want to insult him.
Because I wanted to know what it was.
Really?
Yes.
So there was kissing and stuff that went on.
There was one kiss.
Right.
And that's all it took.
Oh, man.
How could you get
I'm
into
quick.
bed?
I'm really quick. One kiss and my hands went to the plastic.
Oh, I
right.
see what you're saying.
Boy, no foreplay with you.
I was sorry. I was really nervous.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, and then she said that she was a nightclub singer during the winter.
Yeah.
And during the summers, that she became he and a diver.
I see. So you hung out with him and a diver.
Yes.
And then you hung out with him.
Deep sea.
Right. And then you hung out with him.
Oh, I didn't hang out.
Oh, you
for the evening.
For the evening.
I sat.
So did he do anything to get you off?
I sat there drinking brandy and saying, "Tell me about yourself."
Right.
And before you leave, I want to know. You know, it's an actor's curiosity. Look at you, Howard, looking at me.
Right.
You're curious.
I am curious now. I'm just wondering your sexuality. So why did you get married? When did you get married? Like how many years?
Sexuality.
Yeah. When did you get married?
Straight as anybody.
Are you?
Your men's room.
So that's the only homosexual experience you've had?
Yeah. Oh, no, once in a theater.
Oh, wait a second.
Yeah.
I told you the guy's a homo.
No, I had my tights on.
What'd you do there?
I had my tights on.
Yeah.
And a guy put his hand on my knee.
Really?
Just because I was wearing tights. A lot of macho guys wore tights.
But that's the only other time.
Yes.
Yeah. All right, so why did you...
No, wait, there was...
you keep on. There'll be every time.
No, I've been married...
So you got married... How
long? 3 times. And
3 times?
Yes, but this time 24 years to Marcel, my wonderful wife.
And you met her for the Batman thing?
It was during.
Yeah.
And we have 6 children.
So was she a model?
No.
Really, but she was really hot. And you dumped Did you dump your second wife?
So hot.
Did you dump your second wife during the Batman show to marry Marcel?
No, we had broken up, Howard.
Boy,
so he was just single.
But women, I mean, you had a couple of bad romances.
Yes, 7-year romances.
I see. So the first wife you got rid of, you didn't have kids with her?
No, she fell in love with an older man.
Oh, she did?
Yes, very nice-looking older man who had...
And she dumped you?
Who had a yacht.
Right. And she went after his money.
Oh, I don't know, but I think they were truly in love, and we had a meeting, and I said, if you really love this older man, why should I stand in your way?
Second wife, you married before, you divorced before the Batman, so you don't have to give her any of your $4,500 a week.
Well, no, but I think I was very generous.
Oh, you were?
Yes, we had 2 children. So.
Oh, you did have 2 children.
Oh, my goodness, you have 8 children altogether?
6.
Man.
Six.
Okay.
How do you afford all that? How did you make all this money?
That's why you and I get along, because you're a family man.
Yes, and you live on a farm
now?
now?
You're an honest guy, you're a family man.
You live on a farm?
You put your family first?
Yes.
What did you ask me?
You live on a farm?
I put my family first.
A ranch.
A ranch?
Well, we live in Idaho, in central Idaho.
Oh, I see.
And I don't tell people because I want to keep it private. We had an enormous number of people moving in there. We had 3 people last year move in to that section of Idaho.
And you want to keep it quiet?
Absolutely.
Right. A lot of acting work there in Idaho?
We have a ranch.
As
a matter of fact, I commute from there, really. It's kind of tough, but I think it's worth it.
You go to L.A.?
There is acting work.
There is.
No, I did a picture in Idaho recently.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, called Not in This Part of the World.
And you lived there with your wife, and you made enough money off the Batman and other acting things that you now can just live in Idaho and take acting jobs when you please, right?
Not entirely. No, I'm a working stiff.
Are you really?
Yeah, I have to keep working. I have a lot of expenses, Howard.
Right. Well, I can see you got 8 kids.
And several wives.
6.
6, whatever.
And lots of pets and horses. And
who's that out there with you? Your daughter?
Malamutes. It's my daughter.
Oh, I thought that was your girlfriend.
No, I know. That's why my daughter.
And which daughter is that? From the second marriage or the third?
It's our youngest daughter.
Oh, I see.
My marriage to Marcella of 24 years.
And she's on her way to college?
She's on her way to college. I'm going to deliver her to college next Monday.
Does she get financial aid, or you have to pay for that?
Well, I'm paying for it.
Whoa.
Well, you must have money. You're paying for college.
I am not destitute. You remember Bruce Wayne, millionaire philanthropist?
Yeah.
He helped me a lot.
I always think Adam West is destitute for some reason. I don't know.
I used to think he needed to run around in that cape and that cowl, and I was angry at those people for not letting him do it.
Money is very important to me, however. Is there a payment for this?
I wonder how it was for your daughter being Adam West's daughter, being Adam. Where is she?
Talk to her?
Can we meet her?
Of course.
Oh, good. Hey, bring her in, Gary. I'd like to hear that.
Yeah, what is it like when your father's Batman?
Yeah.
It's kind of interesting because all the kids went through that. And what I did, I decided early on when they started asking questions and giving me something that I felt that was not appropriate, I gave the kids pictures and said, hey, anybody asks, just give them a picture and we'll be done with it.
Hey, how you doing?
Nina.
Who's that, Nina? All right.
My daughter,
Nina, how you doing? Yeah. Better keep your eye on her. Bet you a lot of guys want to date you, right? Yeah, right?
Now, let's see how this goes. This is Nina's first time on a microphone, first time on
really?
Radio.
Nina, just relax. I bet you when you go to college, a lot of guys are going to hit on you, but you better... I'm sure Adam didn't have this discussion with you.
It'll go around the campus that Batman's daughter is.
Yeah, a lot of guys are going to want you because you're Batman's daughter, and a lot of guys are going to want you because you're cute. So the thing is, what you got to do is ignore these and weed them out. And I'm sure your father hasn't told you this. I mean, there's epidemics out there. You've just got to stay away from men. All right? Am I right? Yeah. Adam likes that. He's like, I'm a little too embarrassed to bring this up. Howard, you have the discussion with her.
Yeah, Howard, we've had a few talks, and I watch her. I really watch her.
Is she a troublemaker?
Nina has been from time to time, but I think Nina's probably one of the best of our crop.
Oh, really? Oh, yes.
Nina's an honor student. Her high school, she won the national math championship.
Oh, did you really?
Yes.
All right, let's see if you know your gazintas. Give her a math equation, Jackie.
Square root of 81.
Square root of 81, quickly.
Oh, gosh. 2.
Princeton.
Oh, man. You won the math? Hey, say it, Nina. Iowa stinks. Doesn't it, really?
Well, that's why she lives in Idaho.
Idaho, whatever the hell it is.
A lot of people make that mistake.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Same difference.
Iowa.
Who even knows? So how was it having your dad being Batman?
It's great.
Was
I love it? Yeah.
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
And were your friends always like, wow, he's Batman?
Let's go over to Nina's house.
Let's go over to Nina. So you were probably very popular growing up because of your father's fame. Is that true?
I wouldn't have had any friends otherwise.
Really? Understood. No, you obviously had a lot of friends. You're an attractive person. You know that, right? And you know to stay away from men who are going to want you because you're Batman's daughter. Is that correct?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. You've had guys come on to you for that reason?
No, actually, it's never happened.
Really?
Not that I know of.
I'm sure, like, especially in Idaho, guys go, hey, guess what? I got Batman's daughter.
Batman's daughter.
I got a hold of Batman's daughter. You know what I mean? That's pretty cool. You know what I'm saying? You got to be really leery of that.
I'm dating Batgirl.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm with Batgirl. You know, behind her back and stuff. You got to be careful.
Yeah, that could happen, Howard. That's why we kept her locked out.
Yeah, that was very smart. And now you're going to college, so you can find. I bet you can't wait to get out of the house, right?
Yeah, it'll be nice.
Yeah.
Is Adam a strict father?
Of people that.
Is it real bad when you see your dad sitting around just drinking and screaming about Batman and everything? What? You're used to it?
Yeah.
I understand.
Running around in that cape.
What was it like when Dad found out about the Batman movie? Was he like out of his mind?
Oh, totally crazy.
Yeah, he was like running around the house screaming and stuff?
We had to leave the house.
Yeah, really? He had to move out. And do you ever hang out with Robin's kids? You know the guy who played Robin?
Burt Ward.
Burt Ward?
No, I
No?
don't know them.
You know Commissioner Gordon's grandkids? Do you know the Riddler's children? Anybody?
Did Dad take everybody to the Batman movie and tell them what was wrong with it? Or
Yeah.
what?
Did your father critique the Batman movie to you and everything and like get all upset?
No, he wouldn't let us go.
You did? Is that right?
Yeah, I saw it.
You did see it?
Yeah.
Did you have to sneak out and see it?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
He let us see it.
He was cool about it?
Oh, yeah.
And he wasn't upset?
No.
Did he start crying during the movie?
No, I fell asleep, Howard.
Did you really? It was boring. Were you hurt for your dad that he didn't get to play Batman in the movie?
Kind of.
Yeah, you would like to have seen it. Well, we all would have liked to have seen it. We're big Adam West fans here.
Well, I'm Uncle Batman now.
Yeah, well, whatever. Anyway, so the point is that Adam West, let me give the book signing things again, all right?
Thank you, Howard, for that.
All right, so people know where to go.
Of you, sir. I expect to see a lot of people.
Adam West's new book, Back to the Batcave, is right there.
Oh, beautiful.
He's got a little bit of sex in there, too.
You didn't read this, did you?
Did you know your father got a guy in bed until you read this?
Oh.
No, I just heard that.
Yeah, that was pretty wild, huh? See, your father's a little confused, I guess. Me, I could have spotted it was a man right away. But
That's a nice story to send her off to college with.
your father's a little naive. You know what I mean?
Father's a total nerd.
Hey, Adam, want to go for drinks after the show today? It's seriously just me and you alone, and I'll get a Doris Day outfit.
You began to turn blonde and gorgeous.
And it's called Back to the Batcave, actually. It's a lot of fun because Adam takes you back to those days and everything that happened during that. And if you want to have your book signed, you can go today to Barnes & Noble, 5th Avenue and 48th Street from 12:30 to 1:30. Friday, 7:30 to 8:30 p.m. at Barnes & Noble, Country Glen Shopping Center in Carl Place, New York. And the other book signing in this area, Saturday from 1 to 3, Starlog, Garden State Plaza, Paramus, New Jersey. It's Adam West. Is the house that you live in decorated like the Batcave? Is there
a pole?
Yeah. And you are going.
Yes, Nina, go on, dear.
She's not going to.
These questions. Don't worry.
Nina's not going to live in one of those co-ed dorms or anything, is she?
No.
There are no guys at Princeton.
No guys?
No guys at Princeton. She told me this.
There's no
there
guys
are
at Princeton?
Right, according to Nina.
Oh, yeah. I was going to say, what the hell is that all about? What'd you get on your SATs? You must be pretty smart to get into Princeton. Or did your father pay off somebody? Well, seriously, what'd you get on your SATs?
1360.
Ooh, she's smart.
Oh, not bad.
Like her mommy.
I got 450 on my math.
Are you impressed?
I had a 450 on math, and I think I broke 400 on English. I'm pretty sure of that. Yeah, I had combined 900.
Isn't that amazing? And look at you now.
Yeah.
Look at you now.
Look at what you did. You turned all of that potential into this.
You know what's funny? 1360 on the SATs is more than my entire staff. Got it combined.
I beg your pardon.
Oh, Robin, please.
And your guests included.
Yeah, right. Your wife must be some knockout.
Yes, she is. Wonderful, honest, beautiful.
Now, how did you meet Mom?
He got her on the Batman set.
Yeah, was she an actress?
What was she doing? What was your mom doing? I mean, what was your mom? What was she, an actress?
No.
What was she?
I don't know.
Groupie? What was she? Script girl?
Would you say hello to your wife?
What was your wife doing at the time? Seriously, during the Batman show?
She was a visitor on the set.
Oh. Was she in a little mini skirt or something?
No. She's really a very conservative lady and wonderful wife and mother. And I.
Well, how did you?
I'm beginning to cry now because I miss her.
Oh.
Can she still wear a bikini?
What?
Can she wear a bikini?
Absolutely.
Really?
Oh yes, we walk around in bikinis in Idaho.
Oh man.
Two of us in bikinis.
Lucky devil. Lucky devil. How do you like that?
Well, don't you want to know how they? You want to know how your mother and father
ended up in the sack together and had you. That's what you want to know. Isn't it weird hearing about your parents having sex and stuff? Yeah. I asked my mother once about sex.
Yeah, and then you stopped.
Oh, I did it on the air. It's the only place I could ask. Now, when you met your wife, was she dressed as Raymond Burr? And you got confused?
She was singing in a nightclub.
She was dressed as Doris Day. All right, listen, maybe this is too embarrassing. The sexual past is too confusing.
Howard, I'm proud of it.
Listen, why not? And you wrote it in a book.
Yes,
Back to the Batcave, Adam West. It's a lot of fun, so go over and get your book signed today at Barnes & Noble, and thanks. Always good to see you, Adam.
Howard,
thanks for coming on.
I want you to see the new movie. I really got a break. You've got to know about this.
What new movie?
I don't know. No, it's called The New Age at Warner's.
Oh, that's your movie?
Yes, Michael Tolkien, Peter Weller, Judy Davis, and I'm part of this wonderful enterprise. It's a brilliant script.
Oh, okay. And when does that come out?
I'm finally getting all these breaks. It's terrific.
Yeah, he's got a TV show, a couple of movies.
But I think it's because the dinosaurs are leaving the studios or something.
Right.
Guys your age.
So when does that come out?
I believe in September.
Oh, good. Okay, we're looking forward to that. And then what else? Also, the TV show.
Howard.
The TV show that you're going to be in?
The Clinic.
Right, where you play Dr. Batman.
Now, what channel?
Dr. Van Hoon.
Dr. Van Hoon.
What channel are we talking
about? A lot of fun.
What channel will that be on?
Comedy Central.
Comedy Central?
Okay.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah.
I mean, those guys actually paid for a program?
Well, absolutely. And it's the first of its kind because it'll be the first adult nighttime soap opera that's stripped, Monday through Friday, every night.
So you'll be naked in it?
Of course.
Okay.
No.
I understand. You know, someone in New Jersey has that stupid bat car?
Yes.
Yeah, I know.
I saw it yesterday.
Yeah. What was it, an old Corvette?
No, it was a Ford Futura.
Oh, they're making a lot of those now.
Was it really? I thought it was a Corvette.
No, Ford Futura.
That's pretty
weird.
weird.
The only thing I'll drive.
Anyway, go see Adam West today at Barnes & Noble, 5th Avenue and 48th. Thanks, Adam.
Thank you, Howard.
And thank you, Nina.
Yeah, good time. Have a good time at college.
Yeah.
Nina, we survived. We're out of here. Whoa.
Nina, you're not sleeping with guys yet, are you?
Oh, dear, Howard. I don't
What?
think you want to talk about that with a...
No way? Good. Yeah, stay a virgin.
Sure?
Stay a virgin, please, for God's sakes. Adam, keep her a virgin.
Thanks for that, Howard.
You know what I mean? Because, guys are really evil. What is it, Baba Booey?
Oh, I don't know. Somebody just told me who read the entire book that one of Adam's wives, maybe even the current one, inherited the Learjet fortune.
Oh.
Wait a minute.
Now, why didn't you say that?
Headphones back on.
What are you talking about there?
No truth in that. She was married to...
so she's loaded.
Not really. No, not really.
Well, that's where all the dough is.
Told me I'm going home now. Let's get on the phone, Nina.
I think they're keeping that from the kids.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Hey, Nina, you don't even have to go to college. You never have to work again. Your mom has a Learjet fortune. No truth to that?
No.
Oh, all right.
All right.
The great Adam West, and we'll be back right after these words.
Thanks, Howard.
I was going to play the Ku Klux Klan message, but Roger Ebert is here. He stopped by.
It would be good to play it for us.
Let's face it.
Wake up, white people.
Roger, I think Roger, there's been some discussion here behind Roger's back that he has put back all his weight.
Oh, dear.
Yeah, I think
you know what? He's a brave man to come in then.
You know what I say? I don't think Roger looked good thin.
Well, he would have had a lot of surgery. If he actually got thin,
right,
he would have had to have all that skin taken off.
Yeah. I think he put back the weight and then some, because he's walking down the hall sideways to come in here. I think that whole diet thing he gave up on.
Yeah.
You know what it was? I think some guys just are meant to be heavy. What is it?
Are you ready for him?
Yeah, of course. Absolutely. Some guys look better heavy. It's like Jackie. When he gets thin, he looks better heavier.
Mm-hmm.
No offense. I think you look better fat.
Even Jim Belushi.
Yes.
Is the kind of guy who looks better heavier.
Yeah. And Roger looks better heavier. And you know what? The guy wants to eat.
Let him.
Let me see.
I'm doing fine.
No, you put it back on. Everyone, let me tell you the discussion behind your back. You see, because you don't hear this stuff. Gary walked in. Everyone walked in and said, first question I asked, I said, how's Roger's diet? How's he doing? Everyone said, I think he put the weight back on. And Gary, what did you say? Not just 5 pounds, like 25 pounds. Yeah. But please don't be embarrassed by this. It's okay. Listen, you're meant to be heavy.
I'm doing just fine. I have no complaints.
You have put back weight.
I'm exercising. I'm pumping iron. I pump iron.
No, you're not.
Yes, I do.
Don't even say that.
Really cut.
There's no way you are pumping iron.
I am.
I don't believe that for a second.
Iron.
No. If you're pumping iron, it's an
iron in here.
It's an iron fork you're pumping. I'm telling you.
Bring in the iron. You got some iron?
Really?
Where's your iron?
No, I'm not bringing in iron.
You got a personal trainer?
Yes.
Oh. Who is it, Oprah?
No.
Oh, she did lose weight.
No.
Yeah,
His name is Christian.
Don't give his name out. Don't give his full name out because he'll be out of business.
Oh, I wouldn't.
No, I mean, you'll ruin his business. No, you have not. You have gained.
shape right now than I've ever been in my entire life.
What are you eating? What are you eating? Because you've been on this diet now for a long time, and you're really not making rapid weight loss here. I mean, there's nothing going on.
Well,
I don't mean to be insulting.
Did you gain weight back?
I'm not trying to set any records. I'm trying to increase longevity, to increase health, to increase personal happiness.
I would give up on all those. I'm telling
doing fine. I'm doing just fine. Thank you, Howard. How are you?
No, but seriously, okay? Roger.
I saw your
I know
show
you're
last
insulted.
night.
Thank
I saw
you.
your new television show.
Oh, the Sandra Bernhard show.
Yeah.
That was fun.
No. The one, last night, yeah. The problem is radio is magic. And when you see a radio show, like, for example, when the girl took her pants off. I mean, on the radio, everybody can imagine that. They've got a mental image. On television...
Oh, I think he's giving us a negative review.
He's reviewing us.
Oh, you look thin. You look thin.
On television... On television, it's too literal. It's too literal.
I'll tell you something.
It doesn't matter whether she's really taking her pants off and that we can really see her doing that. It's much more important to listen on the radio and to imagine.
Once again, you were wrong. Like most critics who criticized my radio show at first, you are wrong. And I'll tell you why you're wrong. The people have spoken. If this is the highest rated show on E. It is getting a huge rating for them 3 times a week. People are excited to see the radio show. While it's not seductive in the way that a well-shot show is, that you see all kinds of different techniques with lighting and this and that. The rawness of it, the fact that you can see what's going on, you can see the reality of what's going on. People seem to be responding. They get a little window, a little peek into the studio. And quite frankly, many people are responding positively. In fact, most of the reviews, I got 4-star reviews in all of the major newspapers.
4 stars.
4 stars. From John Poderitz and, some noted guys.
Yeah. You see,
guys who normally hate me.
You're making a mistake, Howard. You think I'm reviewing the show.
Yes, you are.
I'm not reviewing the show. I'm making a statement about the nature of radio. Radio.
This is not a radio show. That's my point. This is more visual than anything Johnny Carson ever did in his life. Johnny Carson did a radio show that they put on TV. This is women running around. You see them taking their clothes off. There's puppetry going on.
Puppetry?
Yes, you haven't watched the show long enough. You have no idea what's...
You watched one episode.
So let the Gary Puppet say hi to our esteemed guest, Roger Ebert. Hello, Gary.
Oh, that's right. This is not radio. This is television.
Oh, that's right. This is television. That's right.
Yeah.
I loved your book.
Oh, thank you.
So does that mean we get a good review now?
Appreciate it.
There you go. All right, you see, there's puppets talking to you now. Gary Puppet, do you think Roger lost weight?
One of his friggin' fingers weighs more than me.
All right, there you go. You see, everyone's talking behind your back. No, can I say something?
Not so much behind my back.
There was a discussion before you walked in. Let me say something.
On the radio, you shouldn't put it down.
Radio is fine. I'm not putting it down, but I think that what we do is highly visual and can support a television program, as we have seen, as the ratings keep increasing.
I know why you don't want to reveal your income. You don't want people to find out how small it is.
Right, you're right. Yeah. That's what I've said.
Because in this country, there is no shame in making a lot of money.
Exactly.
And your problem is you're not making as much as you want people to think.
Well, thank you. Yeah. You seem to be the only guy in the country who understands that. I have said that all along. It wasn't a matter of how much money I made. It was how little money I was making. And the fact is that I'm number one in all these markets, and I'm not being paid for it properly.
It would have been a gigantic anticlimax for your fans. Yes.
And that is why I didn't want to reveal it. I think people would be shocked.
I understand you, Howard. You come to me, and I can understand you.
I should be a multimillionaire based on the amount of money I bring into the station. I am not. I am not one.
Really think, Roger, you're the only person who figured that out?
Yeah, he thinks he's the only one. I've been screaming about that on the air. Thank you, though. I do it.
Yeah, but nobody believes you.
And you are a skin skinny bastard. You got to gain some weight. Look at you. What's the matter with you? When are you going to put on some weight? For God's sakes, you're wasting away to nothing. You know, you remind me of this Kate Moss, what is
that emaciated one.
to that weight thing.
Yeah, well, you know, I'm a recovering anorexic. I have to be hooked up to a Big Mac 3 times a day.
No, Roger, here's what happened. I was genuinely concerned. I said, boy, we haven't seen Roger in a while.
Yes,
I
told Howard, I was thinking that the other day.
I said, boy, he must be svelte by now because he's really serious about this diet thing.
Maybe we've seen him, we just didn't
So
recognize
a couple of the guys had seen you out in the hall. I said, so, how's Roger? They go, he's wearing a double belt. He's something. What were they talking about the belt?
They said he had a double stomach.
A double stomach over the belt.
Where you had a stomach on top of the belt and a stomach below the belt.
Yeah, so I said, you're kidding. I said, the guy's been pumping iron. They said,
one thing about working on this show, you get to be an expert, I suppose, at sizing people up in terms of their body parts.
Have you lost more weight since you were last year?
No, I have not.
Oh, you haven't? So what are you eating?
Maintained?
Now, look at me. I have lost weight. Let me show you what I've done. Why don't you let me train you? I'll get you thin. Look at this. Look at that.
That's the same hard stomach that we saw on television last night.
Come on.
That same tired old hard stomach.
Come on. You got to be jealous. Look at you looking at it. I think you're a homo.
I think you've lost your love handles.
I have. I've lost them. I know how to do it now. I figured it out. I don't know what Roger's doing. Roger's on a diet. I never heard of such a thing. What are you eating?
Howard,
what did you have for breakfast?
We went on vacation.
Oh, all right.
And we ate hotel room service for 3 weeks. It wasn't too good of a thing.
What is going on with you? You're a strong man.
Are you saying you regained all your weight back?
No, not by any stretch of the imagination.
Last time you were here, you weighed 263 pounds. I would bet you weigh at least 15 pounds more than 263.
I'm not going to get on your rigged scale. And I exposed the last time.
You won't get on the scale? It's the same exact scale you were on the last time.
I wouldn't even think of it.
See, now I got him. He's embarrassed. Do I hear 300?
It's rigged. Remember when he got on and he weighed 18 pounds more than he said he did?
Yes, but that's all right. I was wearing clothes.
Remember that?
First of all,
we're going by the weight the scale said about you.
Listen, is there anything we can talk about that might be interesting for people?
Yeah, we're going to get to movies.
After all, it is a radio program. There may be people listening who would like to talk about something
Take
more
off all of your clothes and get on the scale right now.
All of his clothes?
Take all your clothes. Get stripped down to your underwear and get on the scale.
I would rather not do that.
That will be the greatest television ever. There's the scale. Roger?
No, I've seen that scale before. That's the rig scale.
Come on.
And you were so embarrassed.
You know why he won't get on this time? He won't get on because he knows he's put on at least 15 to 20 pounds more.
You hope that people have a short memory span and they don't remember how I exposed your scale.
You did not expose anything. It showed that I weighed about 15 more pounds, and we deducted 15 pounds.
18.
We deducted 18 pounds. I'll deduct 18 from anything on that scale.
I want to talk about almost anything other than this.
All right, can we talk about interracial love?
You can talk about anything you want.
Which is worse, talking about dieting or interracial love?
Talking about dieting. Anybody will tell you that.
That's the worst thing on your list.
Yes.
Roger married a black woman, which I find fascinating.
Why do you find it so fascinating?
Because it's very... Well, I'll tell you why it took me by surprise.
What?
Can I talk about this? Or are you going to be upset? You obviously...
I've got an insight for you, Howard.
Yes.
You know, you're a quick guy. It shouldn't take you this long to figure it out.
Yes.
People who get upset usually don't volunteer to come on your program.
That's true. That's true. All right.
Did you call me up and invite me here today?
Yes, I did.
No, you didn't.
Oh, I didn't?
No, I called you up and
I know.
I was going to be in town. I'd like to come on.
I love when you come on.
Yeah.
I really do love when you come on.
I enjoy it, too.
I love it. I love Roger. He's opinionated, even though his opinions are completely wacky.
Screwy.
Because I proved to him a million times. He gives reviews to movies I don't understand, which I will do again today.
Giving reviews to movies you don't understand.
Here's Roger Ebert.
Excuse me. Listen to me, Howard.
Listen to this. My dinner with Andre, he gave 4 stars.
Well, that I agree with him.
There you are.
All right.
Wait a minute.
Miami Blue, he gives 2 stars.
That's ridiculous.
That's ridiculous.
But the worst debacle of them all is his good review of this stupid movie, Sugar Hill.
What is Sugar Hill?
It is one of the worst movies ever made.
No, that was a very...
Is it about blacks?
Yes.
Oh, because of his wife.
Theater for about 2 minutes. And nobody could stand this movie.
Did you see that movie?
Yes, I did. It was horrible.
That movie had real quality.
Talk about an amateur production.
Oh, well, he gives Spike Lee. He gives Spike Lee because he's a black guy.
He loves all of his movies, too.
He loves black
Is that okay, Robin? Is it okay if I like Spike Lee?
No.
No.
Not lately.
No, amateur filmmaking. Light of Day, 3.5 stars. Ghost, 2.5 stars.
Oh, boy.
Fast Times at Ridgemont High, 1 star. Funny Farm with Chevy Chase, 3.5 stars.
Boy, Roger. What, do you give 1 star to the good movies?
Listen to this. Elephant Man, he gave 2 stars. Earth Girls Are Easy, 3 stars.
I'll stand behind that.
You will?
So will most of your viewers who have seen both of those
absolutely not. I would bet $1 billion on that.
We've all seen all.
You don't have $1 billion.
I don't. That's why I'm embarrassed. All right, Roger, let me say something about interracial love.
First of all, one of the things you don't understand about the star system, or in fact, Howard, that you do understand, but that you pretend not to understand
all right.
for the purposes of making what you think is a point, is that stars are relative. They're not absolute. You can't say this kind of movie.
How would I understand that?
Wait a minute.
What do you mean?
Like if Citizen Kane gets 4 stars, maybe no other movie should get more than 3.
No, but genre, I understand that you're saying that, like, you could give Rocky 4 stars.
So, for example, in terms of National Lampoon's Animal House, Fast Times at Ridgemont High should get 1 if Animal House gets 4.
Yes, but how can you say Earth Girls Are Easy gets 3 stars anywhere on the planet?
Yes,
of course I saw it.
We all went to that screening with.
Yes,
horrible movie with Jeff Goldblum and Gina Davis.
It was the worst movie ever made.
Very funny.
Are you kidding?
By Julian Simple, a very bright young British director.
You are not allowed to review my TV show or anything else from now on.
Stay away from comedy.
Yes. Now listen to me. Get back to interracial love, Roger, for 1 second. Then we'll go to movies because I'm curious to hear what you think of the latest crop.
I'm curious to find out if you got the proofs of my latest book.
No, I didn't.
You didn't?
I didn't get any proofs. All I have is this.
The glossary? That's that. They gave you the cover?
Ebert's Little Movie Glossary.
They sent you the cover?
A compendium of movie cliches, stereotypes, obligatory scenes, hackneyed formulas, shop-worn conventions, and outdated archetypes.
They did send us a tear sheet. But
a tear sheet? They sent you a tear sheet?
Yeah, I don't have your new book.
I asked them to send you the book. It's
well, that's your organization.
In it.
That is your organization. It is sloppy.
Shoddy.
Right, shoddy.
It says right here, we apologize that we do not have a galley or finished book at this time.
Bull.
So don't blame me. Anyway, listen to me.
Full substance.
Right. Well, that's all right. We can still talk about it.
They have corrected gollies because I haven't corrected them
yet. First of all, you'll come in here when the book is out on the stands and you'll talk about it.
No, because Siskel will be with me. Then he won't let me talk about it.
No, I'll shut him up. I can get him under control.
No, he doesn't like to talk about my books when he's on with me.
No, he doesn't.
I came in last night. He's coming in today.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
All right.
We're going to the Fox 5 advertiser luncheon. I came in early thinking, here's my chance.
Right.
I can sneak in and get on Howard's show when Gene doesn't know about it.
Why are you going to a luncheon?
Because our show is on Fox 5.
You shouldn't go to
12:30 Sunday night.
That's not good food for you. That's not nutritious food.
I'll tell you what, I'll just have maybe a little salad.
Have a salad and no dressing.
Can we get off the diet and
all right, okay.
Interracial love or something?
Poor waiters. Okay, interracial love.
Poor waiters.
The reason that they...
What are you saying?
The waiters are running around New York City. They're nervous about the big lunch tomorrow.
Iron.
They're the ones who are going to be pumping all the iron. All right, Roger.
Yes.
All right. I think Roger's had it up to here with our weight discussion.
I think so.
All right, let's take a commercial break. Come back, not only talk about your new book, but interracial love.
On the TV show, you get a credit for your hair, makeup, and costume?
The biggest, I've been meaning to talk about this.
That is so huge.
Ralph Cirilla gets the biggest credit out of, there's guys, you got Scott back there who busts his ass, he edits all day.
He gets Robin
running around with a computer, all the cameramen. The guy who gets the biggest plug, takes up the whole screen.
It takes a long time.
Is Ralph Cirilla, the hair guy.
I noticed your hair looks so different since Ralph was doing it.
Yeah, it's very different. Look, what are you going to do? I think in lieu of pay, they give him the plug. Something.
You think that you were wearing something magnificent.
Yeah, you would think for that plug, I should look like Lord Olivier himself.
I'm tuning in just for this outfit.
Well, what can I say? I'm embarrassed by that as well. That I do admit. But you really do watch the show. He watches a little too closely.
He watched everything.
Let's take a break.
Okay.
We come back. We'll address the taboo subject of interracial love.
It's taboo to
Not taboo on this program.
No, not on this program. We talk about everything, and then we'll talk about your new book, and you'll tell me about some of the latest movies that are out.
That would be a thrilling experience.
Yeah, I want to see if you're on target. What is it, Ralph? What?
I heard my name. Ganji said you wanted me in here.
No.
No, I don't want you in here.
Oh.
That's the guy who gets the plug for doing my hair.
You do. What do you do to it? How is it different now that you're doing it?
Since when?
What about his costume? How about his costume? Is that different too?
Yeah, he designs my clothes, my T-shirts.
It looks like clothes.
I know what you do with makeup. I saw you running around the hallway with a powder puff. That's your makeup gear.
Ralph, why don't you get it?
You mean when you almost body slammed me because I was going to put some
Yeah, while the cameras were on, that would have been very bad. He's telling me it was a little shiny. I needed some powder.
Right. So what's wrong with that?
Then the E camera is there, to get a shot of me. With this guy giving me a powder puff, no way.
Yeah, right.
Not a chance.
It was a strange moment. Ralph went to go hit him with powder, and Mr. Ebert pushed him. He grabbed him like this, and he goes, "Not on camera."
See, now that I'm...
What got an image? What do you care?
Now that I'm pumping iron, see, I can do things.
Yeah, right.
That.
I know. That's good. You manhandled him.
He feared for his life.
I didn't know you were so tough.
I think he's preparing his suit right now.
Really? You know what it is? Since you've been hanging around with black people, you are more physical.
Hostile.
You are hostile. You are hostile like black people. That's right. All right, listen. Roger Ebert is here.
Certainly handle Ralph.
And when I think anyone can handle Ralph. All right, Ralph. Thank you. Good job.
You notice he never answered exactly what he had done to your hair.
Do you notice that everyone is alienated to the show by Ralph? Yeah. I mean, they just really hate Ralph. Do you notice that everyone hates him?
Who hates me?
Even Roger hates you.
No, he doesn't.
No, I don't hate him.
Yes, he does. He was turned off by you.
No, he wasn't.
No, he wasn't.
Was he complimenting your hair, or?
Or he's saying he can't believe on the E! Show that you get this big plug. It's like, it's embarrassing to me, actually, that you get such a big plug.
Why?
Because, who needs such a big reference to the fact that you're doing my hair and makeup?
Well,
a nice regular reference would be
it's
fine.
It's the last credit, and it lingers.
And it
on
lingers.
The screen.
It's like Ralph Sorella, hairdresser. It's absurd.
Makeup styled by.
Yeah, and if you look at me, you're like...
And wardrobe.
You could throw up from the way I look. You make a good point. That's a valid point.
He looks good. You don't think he looks good?
I don't know why. For example, there's full light on your face. There's full light on my face.
The lighting in here is horrible.
Full light on Robin's face. But there's no light on Howard's face.
Right.
And when you see it on television, it's just this, you see kind of some hair on either side of a microphone. That's the child Howard.
Right.
It looks cool.
Why don't you want your face to be on television?
Well, take a good look at my face. Why are you embarrassing me?
You're afraid of being embarrassed?
I don't allow
recognized on the street?
No, I don't allow close-ups of me. Oh. I don't feel the lighting is proper in here. I don't like the way I look.
If there was proper lighting, you would have
I hate the side of my own face.
This is something only Howard Stern could do. Be on television
and still be mysterious
without being seen.
Right.
It's
that's
like
what
one
I want.
Of those Orson Welles programs. You're only a shadow.
I don't want to be. Same reason you don't wear a thong is the same reason I don't have light on. You know what I'm talking about. You have things and I have
try
things.
A thong on the nose.
All right. If you put on a thong right now, I'll pay for that.
I'm sure you will. Yes, billions. Yes,
I would. I love this guy, Roger Ebert. Anyway, listen, Roger. Let's all calm down.
Okay.
Roger upset because Gene got asked to be on the Gary Shandling show and not him.
I know.
How did that happen?
He waited till I was out of the country.
Oh, did he really?
Yes. Then they called up and he said, well, I can do it. He didn't say, well, Roger will be back next week.
Right.
Oh, they wanted both of you.
Sure.
Did that really make you angry? I bet you it did.
Well, do you think he consulted me?
No.
Do you think he told them I was going to be back in a week?
Would you have done that? If they had called and said, the Gary Shandling show called you and said, look, we'd like the both of you guys to do the show, but he's out of the country.
See, if they had called and said, we want you, in a flash, I would have gone without.
But they called for both of you.
If they asked for both of us, I would not have pulled a fast.
Really? You would have been honorable and waited.
It would have been routine with me. I mean, after all, we have worked together for 19 years, and you would expect a certain amount of courtesy like that, which, absolutely not going to be forthcoming. Gene, I'll tell you what, Gary, I'll do it. Mr. You know that little toy, the child's toy that keeps drinking out of the water glass?
And
this is Gene.
You dislike him. True?
Not really, but now that you brought up this subject, you got me working again. I had forgotten that for a while.
Yeah, it's upsetting. No, that's upsetting. They called for both of you.
Yeah. There are little irritations.
I should have been on the Gary Shandling show with it.
Right, and it would have been a good shot. You like doing that stuff. It's fun to act and do that kind of thing. And you're a fan of the Gary Shandling show.
You've been on Shandling.
Yeah, it was wonderful. I had a good time.
Because it's real and it isn't real.
Right.
One thing that Gene did do that was good, he was on, I think, with John Ritter.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And he told him things that were true.
But that would have been you doing it.
Yeah.
That's disappointing.
Now, see, even then you've taken the air out of my... You're right, it would have been me.
It would have been you. And you know you would have done it better.
Probably would have.
Yeah. Divorce him.
Possibility.
Really?
No, I don't think so.
You guys are stuck together. It's like Twilight Zone. You
can't get away from it.
You've won. What was it? You won the Pulitzer Prize, and I mean, you feel deep down inside you are a little bit more credible than him, and probably the sort of the more
I don't know if I really think that or not, but I love coming on this program because you always say it, and I love to hear it.
In a lot of ways, if the two of you broke up, I think you would do better on your own than he would. True?
It might be. It might be. I have other skills. I'm a CompuServe. Robin, did you get the message I sent you?
No, I have to go look for it.
Oh,
I'm on that too.
Your mailbox is. Well, you probably have a mailbox that's all full, right? Because
no, I'm under a different name.
Oh, you're under a different name.
Yeah.
Well, why don't you send me a message? Then I'll know your name and I can communicate with you.
Okay, I'll do that.
Because I have my own little section, in the Showbiz Forum.
But you wouldn't give out my name, would you?
No.
Not unless you get
there's this book called Email Addresses of the Rich and Famous.
Yeah.
And the best thing about it is that most of the addresses are wrong.
Yeah, because you know what I do? I'm on Prodigy under my different name, and I was yelling at some guys. I went on the Howard Stern bulletin board, and I was yelling at some guys about some stuff they did, and I defended Howard Stern.
Right.
And it was really good, but I wouldn't want my name going out because then people would know who I was.
He faxed me something the other day, too, that there's like 7 listings of Howard Stern.
Yeah, but I'm not under Howard Stern.
Yeah,
now,
people just take your name.
You might as well go on as Howard Stern because people will think it's somebody else anyway.
I have a really cool name.
I get mail sometimes when I'm in the Showbiz Forum under my real name because I have a section of Showbiz.
Right.
And you get, you're trying to do work online and somebody interrupts you with a message.
Yeah.
And my computer quacks at me when that happens.
Right.
Because I set it up to quack. So, it goes quack.
Very sophisticated.
Are you really Roger Ebert?
Yeah.
That's right. That's what they
Yes. And then they go quack. How do I know?
Yeah, you must get tons of that.
You don't know. Well, then why do you say you're Roger Ebert? I didn't. You asked me. There's no way to prove who somebody is online.
It is kind of fun writing to people and them not knowing who I am, and I give them all kinds of information and stuff. But I make sure I'm dumb enough that they don't get that it's me. But my name is sort of my name is based on somebody who was famous at one time, but nobody seems to get the reference.
Well, it's very funny because what was the latest thing? I forget which. I think was it on CompuServe? There was a big argument as to whether I was the woman in the John Cougar Mellencamp video.
You're kidding?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a compliment.
And you were lurking, right?
All right, listen.
Right.
We're getting bogged down. We're getting away from the important topic of interracial love, which you are.
You completely forgot that you were going to go to a station break.
That's right. Let me take a break.
Now Fred's gone.
Yeah, let me take a break. Where is Fred? Fred, let's take a break. Fred, button your shirt, for God's sake.
What are you doing out there?
And when we come back, we'll be back with the exciting Roger Ebert without Gene Siskel. At least here you get to be on your own.
And no arguing.
Yeah, no arguing.
And argue with us.
No, really, Roger has a certain intellectual ability that the other guy doesn't have. And it irks him. I know this to be true. I know you can't admit it, but I know it irks you when he gets a lot of attention. And he does things...
And he gets other jobs.
And especially it really does irk you when he gives you his opinions and they're not even based on anything intelligent behind them.
It hurts me to say this, but Gene is really very smart.
He's smart, but at the same point, you feel you're smarter. And sometimes you do get upset.
You know things he doesn't.
Right. You know more about the history of film, and also you know more about film analysis than he does. And you've also been recognized for that ability. Your reviews have received...
I've taught over the year, and that's been good over the years. That's been good for me.
Right. I mean, he is more of a showbiz type reviewer, very base. You have a certain intellectual ability.
Oddly enough, much as I'd like to agree with you, I do think Gene is a good critic.
You do?
Yes.
All right.
I'm sorry, because it hurts me to say
Why do you think he overeats?
That's the part of the problem.
Of course.
All this Gene stuff?
It's a distraction so he doesn't think about Gene. And if you don't think that's true, I know it to be true.
That's the only problem, Gene?
It's a distraction. What is overeating?
And
I learned about this with back pain and everything else.
Before I met Gene, I overate because I knew that I might meet him someday.
Right. That's right. You want to lose weight? Kill Gene.
Oh.
When we come back, we're going to talk about when we come back. There you go.
I'll probably get the same prison diet as that guy that doesn't want to be hung.
That's right.
500 pounds.
500 pounds. All right, listen to me. We're going to take a break. Interracial love and how the OJ story impacts on all of that. Okay?
That's right. We got to ask him about OJ.
This is very exciting. Right after these words. Roger Ebert here. He's got a brand new book coming out in September, right?
October, probably. Late September, yeah.
All right, and that book, he puts out all these books. You know what else is good? His video guides. Like, whenever you go to the video store, just get Roger Ebert's video guide.
The new one that's coming out for $95 is shrunk wrap with a little booklet that you can put in your pocket and take to the video store with you as a checklist.
Now, that's perfect.
See, I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that I like.
Because you read them at home, and then you go to the store, you forget.
You can make a note of what you've seen, what you want to see, what you don't want to see.
What is it, Baba Booey?
Can I say something? I have one of Roger's books at home.
Yeah.
It's the Home Video Companion. And
it's the one that you use in order to prepare these ridiculous lists.
But I do rely on that book a lot. I really do. I look at it all the time.
Oh, do you really?
Yeah.
No, Baba Booey's always at the video store instead of working.
Yes.
Yeah, so we should mention that.
No life here, Roger.
That's right. Anyway, Roger's here. He's happy to be here without Gene. We're talking about not only movies, which we haven't gotten to yet. We're talking about interracial love right now. Roger, one of the most fascinating things about Roger, and people don't know it, is that he has a black wife.
Now, they certainly know it if they listen to this program. It's all you can talk about.
Is she full black?
Of course.
I mean, she's not mulatto or anything. She's dark.
Haven't you seen her?
No, I've never seen Roger's wife.
Pictures of her.
I have never seen it.
She's a brown-skinned woman.
Oh, brown.
No,
is she darker than Robin?
I don't get into things like that.
Oh, yes,
Roger.
you do. You never looked to see if your wife was darker than...
Suppose she was missing.
If you pretend your wife, you're calling the police, someone has kidnapped your wife.
She looks a lot like Robin.
She does. Oh. Blacker than Robin?
You see, that sort of thing, it just seems to me pointless to talk about.
Oh, Roger.
It depends on what show you're on. On the Tonight Show, it would be pointless. On this show...
Never bring it up.
Nothing is pointless.
Is she as chesty as Robin? Nobody's as chesty as Robin. Why don't you admit that? She's close?
She has a very nice figure, yes.
Really? Big busted. Lucky devil. You a breast man?
Do you know anybody who isn't, Howard? Have you met anyone who isn't?
You know, I never thought I was.
Oh, please.
But I guess I am.
Yeah, right along with
You specialize in bringing these bimbos in here and getting them to take their brassieres off.
Not bimbos.
Now, why are you calling
why are you
young
saying
ladies?
These are girl like
young ladies.
Oh, come on. Oh, come on.
I think that's so wrong.
You must have some motive in doing that.
Oh, how dare you. How dare you.
And on your old television show used to have all of the silicone.
Yes. And you watched it every week.
Remember the contest to see who was real and who wasn't?
That was brilliant.
Very interesting program. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. Anyway.
Yes.
Anyway.
How did they meet? I see. We don't even know how.
We met in a restaurant with mutual friends.
Was it a soul food place?
No.
Like ribs or something like that?
Vegetarian restaurant.
Vegetarian restaurant.
Now, was it a fix-up or you just happened to be at the same meal?
She was at a table with some people I knew.
And you are right away, did you always have sort of a Love Jones for black women? because people don't know this. Roger was a ladies' man. And I don't doubt it, because let's face it.
Now, how do you know whether that's true
Because
or not?
Gene told me.
And he
did?
lie.
Yes.
What did he say?
He told me that you used to get laid a lot when you were single. Because I always thought, you remember I told you I thought you were gay?
Now, that's amazing that Gene, I didn't know that Gene had an opinion on it.
Yeah, Gene was in here by himself one time and I said, gee, I always thought Roger was gay. I don't know why.
Yeah.
You just seemed asexual to me. He goes, quite the contrary.
That's true.
Roger really gets laid a lot. And before he got married...
That's an exact quote from Gene?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Gene's such a bad guy after all.
No. He said...
Oh, you like him now.
He said, you'd be shocked to know this. This is exactly what he said. He said, you'd be shocked to know this, but his penis is overworked more than his fork. That's what he said.
Now,
that's a quote.
That doesn't sound...
His penis is more worked than his fork. Really? That was what he said.
A wonderful guy.
Yeah. So, okay. All right. Well, hey, listen, obviously. So, anyway... You're a guy were you dating a lot of black women? Was that because some guys go for that kind of exotica?
Well, I was a bachelor for a long time, and I dated all kinds of women. And basically, what attracted me to them
was their black skin.
Was not something as specialized. I didn't have one particular tiny.
You went out with all types.
Yes.
And because I picture you when you were a kid, you were probably heavy, right?
Yeah.
So it was hard for you to get girls.
No.
Really?
Never. No. Never.
Really?
Never.
Why was it so hard for me?
You had other drawbacks.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you.
Maybe you had a lot of coke. Was that it?
No.
No, you never into the drug scene?
No, I've never been into drugs.
Now that's curious.
Yeah.
You're a curious guy. Why wouldn't you try that?
Because
you were busy.
I was drinking so much that I was afraid if I got into anything else, I would really be in.
You were an alcoholic?
Yeah.
No kidding. You never have admitted that anywhere.
I always try to save something for you, Howard.
Did you have to go to like Alcoholics Anonymous and do that whole trip?
That's anonymous. One would not say something.
Oh, you're kidding.
Did you go to the
bad?
Betty Ford Clinic or something?
Well, first of all, no. But secondly, you're not supposed to talk about stuff.
Yes, you are. You can talk for you. It's only anonymous if you want to.
I would say, Howard, that I'm staying sober one day at a time.
Oh, really? No kidding. Oh, you're more interesting than I thought. Black women drinking.
Man,
there's a whole profile here. Man, oh, whoa. No kidding.
What was your drink of choice?
Basically, Scotch and soda.
Oh,
how's the
soda man.
How's the food at Betty Ford?
Johnny Walker Black Label.
Yeah.
Oh, is that right?
Oh, I haven't. Betty Ford had not even founded herself.
Really?
When I stopped drinking.
Wow.
I've been sober for a long time.
All right, so you were an alcoholic.
Were you drinking at the time you met this woman?
That could have been it.
No.
Maybe he thought she was white. No, but what struck me,
long time.
It really struck me as peculiar because I said, okay, Roger comes on the scene. Let's face it, the guy's very popular. The guy's got some dough.
Oh, and he's got quite a nice lifestyle.
Lifestyle. He's already, to me, I figure he's like Warren Beatty in a way. You know, he's just going to play it out. He's never going to get married. Maybe when he's 60 or something, he's going to get married.
Bachelor
you know, you got a nice life. You don't have to sit there and share any of your money with these women. You don't have to share your apartment. You have your own setup. You can keep your computer anywhere you want. No one's sitting telling you what to do. It's a nice lifestyle.
See, I love the way you put in about the computer. See,
right.
Girls just don't understand that.
Right, yeah, exactly. Girls don't understand your computer. You want to keep it where you want to keep it.
You know what really makes me mad? I don't know what your wife says. Does she ever use the following phrase? Are you playing with your computer again?
Yeah, but she thinks it's a toy.
And you say, I'm working on my computer.
I'm
working
creating
on my computer.
Yeah, right, creating.
He's always playing on his computer.
Or how about guys with their toys? Right? That kind of rap. Yeah, okay.
I don't understand how important it is to be on Prodigy masquerading as somebody else and talking about yourself.
Right. That's work. That's it. I'm learning about people.
Yeah, a lot of time.
Boy, you're an interesting interview. I didn't know you were an alkie. Boy, this is good. Black wife, alkie. Were you molested as a child?
No.
Too bad. That would have been a perfect day in my book. Had you been molested, that would have been it. I would say you would be the best guest of all time.
I'm sorry, but I had a very, very happy childhood.
Really? Too bad.
Darn.
All right. Let's get back to it. So here you are, the single guy, and you're getting laid a lot. And I mean, you're probably getting models and stuff.
Actresses, starlets.
I would think.
I wouldn't have been interested in models.
Really?
Besides that, in Chicago, you find a different kind of woman. You generally find a woman you can talk to, somebody who's smart, somebody who's working at a real job, instead of these women who are essentially desired only because of their apparent.
So a lot of
their apparent attributes.
So the smart women live in Chicago.
You have a different kind of woman. I mean, you don't. You know, in Chicago,
so not a show
business
more real.
woman.
Okay, I got you. Okay.
Yeah.
Say it.
My wife, for example,
in Chicago.
Right. Chicago women are
beautiful women,
as beautiful as anybody.
The guys who live in Chicago are very, very defensive about Chicago.
Chicago is a great place to live.
It actually is kind of nice. I almost lived there. Yeah.
I don't know that town at all.
Personally, I hated the Midwest. It just was me. I just couldn't handle it.
Yeah.
I just couldn't handle it. I lived in Detroit for a year, and it was just like maybe the worst year of my life.
I wouldn't say that Detroit and Chicago were.
Yeah, I guess in my mind it was all one, you know, so I just couldn't deal with it. I had to get out of there, and you know, it just was not going well.
The most I've seen of Chicago is the airport.
Yeah. And that's nice.
Very nice airport.
Well, I went around with this guy one night, Norm Weiner, from a station called WXRT in Chicago.
I know Norm. Yeah, I used to be his landlord.
Yeah, he wanted to hire me as his morning man a long time ago, and he took me on a tour of Chicago at night to like blues clubs.
Did he take you to his house?
No.
I had this. I bought this coach house, and then when I moved out of it, I rented it to him.
Yeah.
And he had some structural engineer come around and examine it because he wanted to put in like 40,000 record albums.
Yeah, he was like real into the music, like to the point, like it was.
Collection.
He was like one of these
single record ever made.
Yeah, he was like one of these program directors that was really into the music. And he said, "Yeah, I want you to be funny, but you got to get to at least 11 records an hour." And I just went, "Oh, Norm."
That's one of the coolest stations in Chicago.
Is it?
Yeah, SRT.
Yeah, I couldn't deal with it.
It's not a formula station. They pay a lot of attention to the music. He's the program director.
Yeah, real nice guy. He's been the program director for like 100 years. But anyway, that's not the point. Let's get back to your black wife. Who cares about Norm? Right, so you're saying, all of a sudden you see this black woman across the table.
I see this woman.
Okay, excuse me.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah. Roger doesn't see color.
Yeah, that's right. Sure.
He's colorblind.
I don't. But see, what Howard is suggesting is that that's all you see.
Right.
Well, she was a black woman.
Come on, but there was something, and you had never had a black woman before. True?
Not true.
You know that?
Not true. So you had been having black women for a while.
No, that's not true. I've just dated all kinds of women over a long, many years of dating.
Have you ever had like a real African type woman, like with a big afro and all that, and big afro?
A big afro
big
and
black.
big afro?
I had Well,
you know what I'm saying? That's so unbelievable.
You're talking in cartoon stereotypes there.
No. I'm saying of a real black
give us
woman.
a name.
All right,
when I was in
like
South
someone as
Africa,
dark as Wesley Snipes.
I had a girlfriend who was an African.
You were in South Africa dating a black woman?
I was at the University of Cape Town for a year.
No kidding.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, boy, aren't we brave.
He flaunt convention. He goes to Cape Town to date a black woman.
No wonder you were drunk. God. All right. So she must have been loaded during those years.
University of Cape Town was more integrated 25 years ago than the University of Illinois was, which I left in order to go there.
No kidding.
Believe it or not, had a larger percentage of black students. Yeah.
So now you meet this
kind of
woman.
A little island in the middle of all that fascism that was going on down there.
And do you get her in bed like almost immediately, or do you have to court her?
Oh, I wouldn't talk about that.
Really?
No, I wouldn't talk about that. No.
You won't?
We were good friends.
I'm surprised you won't talk about that.
We were good friends.
That means he befriended her first.
I don't even know which woman he's talking about now.
Your wife.
But it doesn't matter because I'm not going to say no matter who it is.
How long does it take you to get her? And like, you know what takes me by surprise?
I wouldn't talk about that.
Because
there
to
are
me,
things that are private.
It's like, just think he could have any woman he wants.
What are you saying, that black women don't rate?
No, I'm just saying that. Like, look how many black guys who get famous and they have to have white women.
There's not that many. How many famous black guys are there?
Oh, come on. And then Roger does something really taboo.
What you do is you're limiting it, Howard, to something that is just black-white. We happened to date for several years. We really liked each other. We got along. We found that we had a lot of interest in common. We began to depend on each other. It became a partnership.
And her sexual skills were better than a white woman's, or comparable?
Fairy tale.
I wouldn't talk about that.
Really?
No.
Shocking.
But obviously...
Shocking.
Yeah, shocking.
Obviously, she was the best he ever had because he married her.
Shocking you won't talk about your wife's sexual skills.
No, I wouldn't. Not
really?
on radio, no.
What about on television? Realize that this is both.
In that case, doubly not.
Really?
Yes.
Would you talk about it in private?
Will you talk... If I turn off the microphones, can I learn about it?
Not to you.
No. Why is that? Why, you don't trust me?
Because... No, I don't.
Thanks.
Should I?
Oh, of course.
Have you given anyone the slightest reason over the years to trust
Oh,
her?
please. So there are people that you told about your wife's sexual abilities. It's just you tell them in private.
No, that isn't true. No, I generally speaking don't talk about things like that.
So, this is like...
I don't know why you say it's taboo, like black people aren't human.
No, you know what I mean.
I believe there's a sort of...
Society has it's very unusual to see a white guy with a black woman who's very famous. Oh, yes. Very unusual.
I could name several.
Oh, please, let's not act naive. It is a very unusual thing.
Let's see now. Patrick Moynihan has a black daughter-in-law.
Daughter-in-law, but not a wife.
But his son married a black woman.
This is very unusual. I don't care what anyone says.
Well,
do me a favor. How many stars?
About 4% of marriages in our country are interracial.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
Well, I see you've done research.
No, I just read it in the paper. That's all.
And how are you feeling about the O.J. case? You obviously think he's innocent, right?
He's been framed?
Has he been framed? Because you think like a black man now.
I think that the evidence is overwhelming against him.
Of course.
So you will say that O.J. is guilty?
Of course.
It looks to me as if
he's guilty.
The evidence would convince most people that it looks real bad.
And what about your wife? She thinks he's guilty?
I believe she does.
She does.
And isn't your wife a lawyer?
Yes.
Oh. See, she would know. Oh, he's guilty, but how come every black guy you meet...
And also, it's not a racial thing either.
Yes, it is.
No, it isn't.
How every black guy we interview says O.J. is innocent, despite the fact that his blood is there at the scene. Why is that? Most
of the black people that I know feel that he probably did it.
Really? Well, I don't know where... That's a Chicago black people, not New York black
different.
people. That's a different black person altogether in Chicago. Because I am telling you...
Not only other women...
Our New York blacks...
I think that in the privacy of their own minds, most people who look at the evidence feel that there's a lot more evidence indicating that he's guilty than there is that he is not guilty. But I believe, of course, in the two-person theory.
You do?
There had to be another person involved.
Possible. I don't think O.J.'s that brave. I think he'd give it up in 2 seconds.
The more you look at the evidence, the more you cannot conceive. The evidence seems to link him with the crime, but there's no way to explain how only one person...
Conspiracy theory.
I think somebody else was involved.
I think it was him and Oswald. What do you think of that? All right, very good.
I can think of at least one reason why it probably wasn't, but
there you go.
It's too obvious to point out.
All right. All right, now let's talk movies.
Okay.
All right, let's do it. You've already answered questions about... Have we answered all the questions about the black wife?
I think we've delved into that area enough for today.
What about your in-laws? Are they wild? I mean, are they like...
They run around with
really. And we have a granddaughter and a grandson who we're
really
in love with, yeah.
Oh, your wife was married before?
Yes.
Interesting. Mm-hmm. So she met you and left her husband?
No.
No, okay.
She was divorced for a long time.
Interesting. Fascinating. Was she married to a black man or a white man the first time?
A black man.
A black man. Interesting.
Brought a whole new dimension into my life to have these grandchildren.
Do you think you'll have children?
I don't think at this point, no.
No, they're not going to ruin their lives with children.
You know, it's wonderful to think about having a kid when you're 52, but then when they graduate from college, you're 73, you know?
Right.
And you're in your late 60s when they're teenagers. Now, that would really be a thrill.
Yeah.
Frightening.
Yeah, the kids would be thrilled to have you show up at open school night.
Right.
63-year-old man.
Pop.
Yeah, right. Unbelievable. Boy, you must be good in bed.
Why do you think
Howard,
that?
I would not
Why?
have any opinion on that.
Because a black man is a tough act to follow in bed.
Oh, you are amazing.
If Roger can satisfy his wife to the point that she wanted to marry him.
Do you really think that that's all there is to a marriage?
Yes. A lot of it, yes.
Why are
Otherwise,
you saying that?
Because guys can't put up with women unless they're getting sex.
Excuse me, you don't get that much sex.
I don't.
So what are you doing? What are you saying?
I'm saying I better get some sex, or else I'm in big trouble. There goes half my money out the window. I'm telling you. You must be excellent in the sack. You must have a bratwurst in your pants, because to follow a black man, I know is very tough.
You're amazing.
You think you reach where the last guy did? You never know. But I would always in the back of my mind say, no.
This is more your hang-up than it is.
Yes, it is.
Most
yes.
people's,
You probably couldn't do this.
No, I could not follow a black man, I'm sure.
I don't know. Robin, that was an interesting statement, but I don't know who you was or what this was.
So all these years, you must have been attracted to Robin.
Robin is very attractive.
Yes.
Well, he never said.
You never even let on. You never asked her for a date. You never did anything. You never acted on it.
You don't act like that toward people that you hardly know.
You
have to get to know them.
You did that with your wife.
Well, after a while, you get to know them.
For God's sake.
Now,
did you just go out and try to pick up... When you were single, of course, we know you're faithful now.
Right.
Did you just go out and pick up strangers off the street?
Yes, he did.
You should see what I picked up. That's why Quaaludes were invented. For what I had to pick up and have sex with. You have no idea. You have no idea. That's why I rushed to marriage, because I finally met a woman that was attractive that would have me. No, I had trouble getting women, unlike you. I had a whole different story going on. And I could not follow a black man in bed. I know it would be I'd have to hire someone.
You don't even know if you did, though.
I would have to hire someone to step on my back so that I could reach places that, I'm telling you.
Get an extension.
And the women who had sex with me were always high. My dates were drunker than you ever were. I'm telling you right now.
They're all in
it's
programs.
True. Yeah, they're all. You probably ran into a few of them at AA. Oh man, it's unbelievable. Well, if you want to ask Robin for a date now that you know her
too late. I don't date married men.
No, I don't date, and I don't date anyone except my wife.
Is that right?
Yes.
That's very antiquated, that belief. All right. Anyway, let me just say, Roger Ebert is here, and he has written a new book. It's coming out in September. He also has all his video companion books that you have to get. If you're a fan of going to the video store, you walk in there, you have an instant review of all the different videos.
I can't wait to get the new one with that little pocketbook you can take with you.
That'll be good. Now listen, this is what I want to do. Let me take a short break if you can stay here a few more minutes, and then I'll fire a couple of movies at you. You tell us what's good, what's bad, you know, that whole thing. And then I'll tell you why you're wrong. Okay? All right, very good. Right after these words. I'm here with Roger Ebert. I have to wrap this up because we have to talk a little movie stuff. And then, of course, I don't want to be late for my movie meeting today.
What studio are you going to work with?
I'm working with a studio called Reicher. It's a new studio that... you ever hear of a guy, David Kirkpatrick?
No.
He's the producer of my movie. Mm-hmm. He was at Paramount, and he went over Reicher in there.
What movies has he made?
He gave me a whole long list. A lot of big movies.
Top Gun, Beverly Hills Cop... An Officer and a Gentleman.
You could have been in either one of those. Oh,
yes.
All three, yeah. I can see you carrying Deborah Winger off the factory floor.
Well, he's a movie executive. He doesn't...
And I can see Deborah Winger carrying you off the factory
floor. See, what you're saying is, what do those movies have to... My movie doesn't have anything to do with any kind of movie being made in Hollywood.
Wayne's World.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. That was a good movie.
Yeah. So, he made a lot of them. Beyond the Valley of the Dolls, too.
There you go.
But anyway, Roger Ebert is here, and I was saying we have to wrap up now because we have to make sure I'm not late for my own movie meeting today.
That's right.
Yeah, I just thought I'd throw that in. Hey, you better review my...
to review your movie, I'm sure.
Yeah, you better give me a good review. You'll see, it's going to be a good movie.
We'll find out if you're really a friend or not, you see, because if we give it, or let's say if I give it a negative review, will you still be my friend,
yes.
or will you not have me back on the program?
I will not have you back on the program. I'll be your friend.
Program. Come on.
I'll have you on the program.
That's a Hollywood friendship, you know, they're your friend.
No. Until
you give them a bad review, then they're not your friend anymore.
No.
Maybe they weren't your friend to begin with.
I would expect you to walk into the theater, as you do with all your movies, with an open mind, and not sit there and say, oh, it's Howard, we have to be extra tough because we are friendly with him.
Then you shouldn't review it.
Yeah, if you can't separate yourself from me and the relationship we have.
And seeing him as a radio
I don't think there's going to be too much trouble doing that.
No, you know how some guys walk in and go right away, well, everyone's going to expect me to say something nice because I know Howard, I've been friendly with Howard,
I'm not afraid,
so I got to go out of my way.
I'm not afraid to give it a good review.
All right, good. That's all I care about.
Or a bad review.
And I will make sure at the screening there is a buffet with all of your favorites.
I'm sure you will.
Yes, absolutely, you will see. Yeah, I just got shot a look like, you'll get a good review when hell freezes over.
Right.
I know you'll disregard that remark when you're reviewing. Try to forget that. All right,
it'll be a little while.
Let's go through a couple of new movies that you think are good. Actually, Roger's new book the one that's coming out in September sounds real good. Tell me what you were telling me during
the glossary of movie terms.
Yeah.
This is like 450 things that when you read them in the book and then you go to the movies, you realize that they do this stuff all the time.
Listen to this.
And we were talking about the Nazi uniform syndrome, yes. When a guy in a movie knocks out a Nazi guard, the uniform always is a perfect fit.
He's right.
And you said even if it's Arnold Schwarzenegger, right?
Yeah, right. Do you notice in Arnold's new movie, doesn't he knock out a guy and put on his clothes, and it always fits perfect?
Yeah.
Except if it's a woman who knocks out somebody, the clothes are either much too large...
Or too small.
Or much too small.
Or much too small. Yeah. Oh, and usually much too small.
Yes,
right.
Yes, that's a good one.
All right, give us something else in movies that always happens.
Little girls who wear glasses always lie. Little boys who wear glasses always tell the truth.
Do you buy that one? I can't. I'm trying to think. I got to check that out. I got to look at that.
Yeah, that I'm going to have to look for.
All right, that's
Ali McGraw's disease.
Yeah, give that one.
That's in any movie where the heroine has a disease. She always gets more and more beautiful until she dies.
Right, and that's true.
That is.
The guys always get sicker and sicker. You know, like in Philadelphia.
Tom Hanks.
Right.
But if it's a woman, if it's Julia Roberts or somebody, then they always get more and more beautiful
as they're dying.
Right.
As they're dying. Yes.
That's right.
Ali McGraw's disease. That's what they're dying of.
That's it.
There's the fruit cart syndrome.
What's that?
Every chase scene in a foreign locale involves the car knocking over a fruit cart.
That's right.
Every single one.
Absolutely.
The talking killer.
Yeah, go ahead. Do that one.
Whenever the villain has a gun pointed at the hero and all he has to do is pull the trigger.
Right.
He starts talking.
I know that one.
Yes, that's always.
Always kills me.
Every
this is
single
why you
Bond
never
movie,
win.
you know.
Yeah, James Bond is screwing up everything.
Yeah.
You got him in your sights. All you have to do is blow his brains out.
Right.
But you got to stop and tell him why or how you did your crime.
That may be
the corollary of that is the climbing villain.
The climbing villain.
When they're running away, they always climb.
Yeah, hop a fence, they climb something.
Or they climb, and then there's always the scene at the end where, for example, the new Bruce Willis picture.
Yeah.
Where they climb up to the top of this weird special effects. There's a tower that's obviously made out of special effects on top of this factory, so that at one point, somebody can be dangling by one hand.
Right, and show the muscles in their arms.
No, anybody who's running, you don't climb because then you're going to corner yourself on the top.
Yeah, why would you climb up? Then you have to have confrontation.
Yes.
Instead of getting
and then,
away.
Of course, when you're up on the roof, that leads to the rooftop rule, which is guys can always calculate how to jump from one roof to the other.
Right.
But a woman will always just barely miss and have to be grabbed.
Right.
Yeah. Those might be some of the single most annoying things about movies.
Absolutely.
I think
there's also
and if a woman is running through the woods, she will fall.
Yes.
Right.
Yes, she will fall. But also, when a woman and a man are running together, the man has to pull the woman.
Right.
In other words, she can't run with both of her arms free. She has to be pulled by the guy.
Right.
And this is true even in Sheena, Queen of the Jungle.
Yes.
Sheena has lived for 24 years in the jungle.
Right.
She speaks to the lions and tigers.
She has survived all elements.
Yes. All by herself.
A television anchor man from Philadelphia lands there in a helicopter, and immediately he's pulling her through the jungle.
Yeah, he's saving her now.
Now, here's another one.
Right.
Have you ever noticed the phenomenon of the seeing eye man?
The seeing eye man?
You've heard of a seeing eye dog.
Right.
Seeing eye man.
Who is the seeing eye man?
3 shots in montage.
Right.
For example, let's assume that there's a couple, a man and a woman on a desert island, and they're waiting for a rescue.
Right.
Shot number 1. Man looks at horizon and sees ship. Shot number 2. Points it out to woman. Shot number 3. Woman turns, sees ship, and nods gratefully. A woman is incapable in the movies. A woman is incapable of seeing anything that hasn't been pointed out to her by a man.
Wow.
Look, there's the airplane. Oh, yes, I see the airplane. There's the mountain we have to climb. Oh, there's the mountain we have to climb.
You know what I realized
until it's been pointed out.
It's a funny thing. Hearing you list all these things, you know what I realized? You have way too much free time, Roger. I'm telling you right now.
You've been watching these movies way
You've been watching them too close. No, actually, he has hit everything that annoys me about film. It's unbelievable. What about this new John Candy movie with Richard Lewis? Good or bad? The worst?
Unbelievably bad.
Unbelievable bad. Some tribute to John Candy as he goes out.
Well, what did I tell you?
The shocking thing is there aren't even any scenes in the movie. John Candy doesn't even have any scenes where it appears that they were intended to be funny.
Really? Well, he never did any good. He had a couple of good movies. John Hughes,
Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. I actually liked Only the
He was great in Splash.
I like that too.
Forget. He was really good in Splash.
Yeah, Splash he was good in.
You know what was wrong with Splash?
What?
Daryl Hannah should have picked him instead of Tom Hanks.
Now, that would have been cool.
Yes, because after all, she's a mermaid.
I don't know what kind of
she's a mermaid.
These are Roger's fantasies.
Wait a minute.
The heavy guy gets the girl in the air. Right, all right, go ahead.
The rules of the movie that the movie set up, she's a mermaid.
Right.
She's never seen a human male before.
That's right.
And she falls in love with the first one she sees.
Right.
Now, wouldn't it have been a lot funnier if she falls in love with John Candy?
I would never have believed it.
And Tom Hanks can't believe it.
It just wouldn't have been fun, I guess. I don't know.
No, I liked it the way it was.
Listen, Roger wanted King Kong to get the girl. He's told me that about 1 million times. Wouldn't that be funny if he actually nailed her?
King Kong got the girl, Howard.
Well, come on, please, for goodness sakes. King Kong was brutalized. Okay.
It's kind of like a Fair to Remember, except they got to the top of the Empire State Building the hard way.
That's right.
On the outside.
And what's the best picture out right now that comes to mind?
Natural Born Killers opening.
Oh, I can't wait to see that.
Opening tomorrow.
I just talked to someone who saw that.
Yeah.
Said it was the worst piece of garbage they ever
Who
saw.
told you
Consider
that?
the source.
Gene.
I don't want to say. I don't know if he wants his identity revealed, but he said it was the worst thing that he ever saw. And he said so bad.
Oh, I can't. I got to see this.
And I'm hoping it is bad because I can't stand Woody Harrelson or that Juliette Lewis.
You don't like her?
It's amazing. This movie is amazing.
Is it really great?
Yes, it is.
Oh, good. Because it looked great.
And actually, to the degree that I know anything about you, which is a good question,
I will like it.
You would like this movie.
Well, I saw the previews of it on MTV, and I thought it was great.
Yeah, I've been waiting for this movie
the
because
visual
of the
style
previews.
in the film is amazing. There's a scene in the movie that's supposed to be a sitcom, and Rodney Dangerfield. It shows Juliette Lewis's childhood.
Right.
Rodney Dangerfield is her father, and he's an abusive, sexually abusive and physically abusive parent.
Right.
Vulgar, obscene, sweating, grotesque. And then they shoot it like a sitcom with a laugh track.
Right.
And he says these ugly, horrible things, and then the audience laughs. And it's very strange. It's a very eerie feeling.
And you can see that happening when serial killers now becoming stars.
Like a Married with Children syndrome.
Yeah, it's a good movie.
Will Rodney get a nomination for this role?
No.
No.
It's not that kind of a role.
What did you think of Forrest Gump? I
loved it.
He's doing a special on it.
A week from this weekend. This weekend, Siskel and I, our show, Siskel and Ebert.
Aren't you sick of movies where retards become
it's
heroes?
It's on Fox 5 at 12:30 on Sunday night. This week we're doing Natural Born Killers.
Aren't you sick of movies?
And next week we're doing a special show. We're doing a special show next weekend examining the phenomenon of Forrest Gump. This movie is back in first place after 10 years.
I know. Do you know any actual retarded people besides your partner?
Like
this movie is a fable. I got a letter. I've gotten some mail.
You know how bad retarded people must feel?
From people criticizing this film for its portrayal of somebody with a low IQ.
Well,
the movie is a fable.
How many movies are we going to see where retarded people, though, are successful? Like, there's been a slew of them.
We've seen a lot of them. There was that one with
but there's also...
Remember the one where the bus from the institution went astray in Greenwich Village?
Yes.
I have a definition for that in my book.
Good.
It's called the baked potato people.
Right.
I've been tubbed, I've been scrubbed, I've been rubbed. I'm lovable, huggable, and eatable. See, that was a sign on a baked potato, but it describes this kind of movie.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
And there are a number of backlash editorials about Forrest Gump. I read one the other day that pointed out that, you can walk out of any place in Manhattan and run into some legless guy.
Yeah.
But you certainly don't feel the way about him that you do about Gary
Give me
a
break. First of all,
let me just say something. Backlash will happen. I know when I wrote my book and I got all those good reviews, the publisher said to me, and a couple of publicists said to me, Be prepared, because after you get all this great publicity, there'll be a wave in a couple of months after you're on the bestseller list.
It's known as the daily, weekly, monthly rule.
Yeah, that's right.
Where the daily people say it's great, the weekly people say it sucks, and then the monthly people say it's an interesting example of popular culture.
Right, yeah, and that's exactly what happened. Yeah. And the Bruce Willis movie, real bad.
Color of Night.
Real bad. Worst movie you ever saw?
You know these ads don't give away the secret.
Right.
This movie gives away its own secret in presenting it.
Really?
The moment the secret is on the screen, you know what it is.
No kidding. That bad. And,
yes.
Don't you get nervous when a guy...
Apply, from Ebert's little movie glossary, you could apply the law of economy of characters.
Which is?
Which teaches us that there is no extra character in any movie.
That's right.
So if there appears to be an extra character, that character is not the extra character.
Interesting. I'm learning too much.
That I always love. When you see a person, you go, that person's too big a star to just have a walk-on role.
Right.
So he means something to the plot.
He's got to do something.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yes.
So who reads Bruce Willis's scripts for him? Forrest Gump? Is that what we are learning here today on the show?
You know, he has made some
bad moves.
Really
some
bad
turkeys,
moves.
Yeah,
real turkeys. Makes you wonder, right?
You wonder, this was a big budget film.
Right.
And
why?
Somebody must have looked at it, and because it's about how he takes over this therapy group from his a colleague who gets murdered, presumably by one of the members of the therapy group, because the movie never considers the fact that the guy probably had, like 100 other clients.
Yeah, right.
And maybe it was just somebody who broke into his. It had to be a member of the therapy group.
Right.
And so it has to be one of these 5 suspects. So right away, it's like an Agatha Christie plot.
I see.
Yeah, you're stuck in a train.
So it's real bad and it's real
Little Indians, wasn't that one of?
Right.
Does Chevy Chase laugh at Bruce Willis, or vice versa? All right, you think about that next time you're on. You got to tell me.
That's really deep.
First of all, I want to thank Roger Ebert for being here. What a pleasure to have him without Gene. I mean, just to relax and have a good time with Roger.
Gene butting in.
Yeah, and to talk about interracial love and Roger's obvious weight problems, and I just want to admit it. Well, listen, he's not drinking anymore, so we learned that.
That scale lurked around the studio the whole time Roger was there.
Usually Roger is willing to step on the scale. Today he is just ignoring it and saying it's all off.
Having exposed the scale.
Yes, I see. All right. Whatever you want to say.
I'm going to bring my own scale in the next time.
All of your books are great. The video, I love those video compilations where you can sit and look at that. Just look for the Ebert name and you will know to buy it. Also, there'll be a little movie glossary coming out, which sounds like a fun book. That'll be coming out in October. I'm sure you'll come back and see us then.
I love that.
The great Roger Ebert, everyone. And tune in next Saturday night if you're a fan of Forrest Gump. They're going to do a whole show on that with their TV show. Thanks, Roger.
Thanks a lot. Take care.
All right, we'll see you.
Bye-bye.
And we'll be back right after these. Hey, by the way, Jackie the Joke Man Martling. To order Jackie's 78-minute CD or cassette, it's $10 plus free shipping and handling. Price includes 20-page color Jokeland catalog. Just call 1-800-323-5464. And tonight there's a big show at Rascals in West Orange, New Jersey, featuring Jake Thomas on keyboards. For information and filthy jokes, call 516-922-WINE. That's Jackie the Joke Man Martling. All right, Jackie. Good for you. Yeah. Woo. Yeah. Oh!
75-year-old guy, his hair is completely white, marries a 22-year-old girl, she gets pregnant. 9 months later, here they are on the maternity ward. He goes up to the nurse and says, how do you do? The nurse says she had twins. He says, well, I guess that goes to show that even if there's snow on the roof, there can still be fire in the furnace. The nurse says, yeah, well, then you better change filters. Both the babies are black.
He's a nut. When is that show, Rascals? Tonight?
Sold out.
Sold out, huh?
To the hill.
To the hill.
Boy. I hope.
I think.
To the rafters.
Well, you better change furnaces. He hits notes in that joke singers can't hit.
College professor's going to bed.
All right, no, please. Okay, it's not. I don't have the time for it today. You said something funny to me yesterday, Robin. I got to bring it up.
What did I say?
You made an observation. We were back in the office, and I won't go into the whole story, but Baba Fuhai.
Well, I observe him more than anyone else.
Robin's unbelievable. She is a Baba Fuhai observer.
A Gary expert.
Yeah. She's a Gary expert. And I'm sitting back there, and I'm having an argument with Gary because I got very frustrated. I'm going on vacation next week, and Gary had to arrange some office stuff. People to answer the phones, whatever, what have you. And finally, I turned to Gary, and I just said, Gary,
I know what you're going to
the reason I hired you is so that you could take care of trivial crap like this. Don't bring it to me. He goes, well, Wolf, I have to bring it to you because Tom won't listen to me.
No, I didn't say Tom wouldn't listen to me. I said that
Tom won't listen to me on this.
When it comes to matters of money and me trying to get more money out of the office, I don't have to wait with Tom.
Your quote was, Tom doesn't take me seriously on these issues. So Gary leaves the room, and Robin says to me, well, of course Tom doesn't take Gary seriously in any way. Look at how he dresses like a Cub Scout. I said, you're right. I said, look at him. I said, the guy wants to be taken seriously as a producer. He wears these shorts that look like Beavis and Butthead. You know, everyone around here, like, seriously, the way you, and then I looked at you and I was like, oh my God, you look retarded in your outfit.
We said you look like you were going on a camping trip.
Yeah. How can anyone take you seriously about anything when you dress like that?
I don't think that has anything to do with it. I think I've proven.
Look at the shorts and look at the big hairy legs.
Office with the hairy legs hanging out of your pants.
And that's
you want to talk business.
I mean, you don't even look like and you're wearing like one of those T-shirts that the audience sends in.
This is a cop T-shirt. Just like the ones you wear.
Yeah, it looks. Yeah, that's the problem. Just like the ones you wear. You're not me.
So if I wear what you wear, I'm a moron. But if I wear what you don't wear, then it's stupid.
First of all, I look 20 times more professional and presentable than you do.
You get it. Listen, I'm not supposed to be you, so let's not compare it.
Yeah, but
you get more dressed up now because you do the E show. Before that,
no, even then,
every day.
I never
but I'm
wore.
Not you. You're Howard
I wore
Stern.
sweatpants to work every day.
Yeah, just about.
Are you dreaming?
In fact, you just wore them 2 days ago.
Robin, did I wear? Yes. Did I wear sweatpants every day to work?
A lot.
At least I would cover my legs. Gary, you look totally unprofessional.
First of all, you're talking about two different people.
You're talking about a guy.
I said I'm not going to compare myself.
You're talking about a guy who's.
I won't get into this vicious circle.
You're talking about a guy who's a star on the radio. I can come into my underpants. They wouldn't care.
So why are you comparing me to you?
I'm going to tell you who I am comparing you to. I compare you to Peggy Panache.
Right.
Who dresses professionally every day for work. She's in a management position. I compare you to Tim Sabian, who's the program director. I compare you to anyone who works in the accounting office. I compare you to Terry, the head
because it works for the benefit of this bit.
No, yes. I compare you to these people. You are supposed to be dealing with these people. When you go into Peggy Panache and you're dealing with her for me,
yes.
In all seriousness, I swear I'm not just saying this for radio. You look like, to me, you look like a kid who's going out on a Cub Scout camping trip.
You know, when you're talking about that T-shirt today, I remember when he used to wear a Marvin the Martian T-shirt every other day, and he's going in conducting business in that T-shirt.
And the shorts. He walks into Tom's office in the shorts. You can't possibly be taken seriously the way you dress.
Right. So what was the other excuse for the other 9.5 years when I wasn't wearing shorts?
What is the excuse?
Right. In other words, was I taken more seriously last year?
I don't know. Were you?
Were you? Of course not.
But, Gary, you've been dressing like this since you got here. You've never really changed your dress that much. The long pants come out for the winter.
That's true.
And they're only jeans.
And Farmer Jones jeans and t-shirts. I'm just saying, man.
Farmer Jones t-shirts.
Seriously, Gary, you know what it is? I think you'd be taken a lot more seriously if you dressed a little more like the people in management here. I don't say wear a suit and tie.
I want to work on that.
Yeah, seriously. You know. Ooh. There's a guy, like, we get an important guest in and publicists, and the publicists all come dressed for success. You know, they have a certain work attire. Gary greets them wearing a Porky Pig tank top.
Not true.
Oh, hello. I'm wearing my Porky Pig tank top.
Welcome to the show.
Hello. I work on the show. I'm the producer.
Never kept us from getting guests.
Okay.
They can't see you on the phone.
Yeah, and a lot of the publicists really respond to you.
They do. I actually have a rapport with some of them.
All right. Super.
Gary, he's living up to his name, Boy Gary.
Yeah, he's like a boy. He looks like a little boy. The puppet dress is better. You know, you dress better, Gary Puppet, than...
Thank you, Wolf. I have Yosemite Sam underwear on today.
All right, but at least it's in your underwear.
Yeah, is there no one else on the show to make fun of?
Tom, can I ask you a question? And I'm going to ask you to separate yourself from the fact that this is a radio show. I don't even want you to try to be funny on this. Okay.
I know Tom's answer.
I don't.
He agrees with you.
I don't know. Let's see. When Gary walks in these dirty shorts with the hairy legs and the white socks and shirt, does it affect...
Yes, that's the question.
Does it affect...
Does my dress have any bearing on your decision-making? Be honest. I can take it.
It doesn't?
No, but I will also tell you that I happen to agree with everything else that you said. I think that if there is... that it would be better representation for you with guests, especially now with booking a TV show and all that.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's something that...
If Gary greeted a publicist dressed sort of in the attire that publicists wear, I don't mean a dress, but, I mean, if he wore something that looked something professional, a pair of pants, maybe a shoes, not sneakers. You know what I mean?
Not jacket and tie, but yeah, I mean,
right.
slacks and a dress shirt would be.
Yeah, sort of like Bob Morton. I mean, Bob Morton now wears a suit, but I mean, something like something.
Right.
Like it's demeaning to the show, I think. Okay. You look like an intern.
That's fine.
It was when he walked out of that office yesterday, and I looked at him as he left. I thought, who would take him serious?
Yeah, you were right. And I said, you're right.
Good thing you didn't ask yourself, Rob, because you're the last one on the list that would take me serious about anything. No matter I could be naked or dressed in an Armani suit, you think I'm a moron.
If you walked in a suit every day, I guarantee you people would give you more respect.
That's right. I would
Guaranteed.
treat you with more respect.
Guaranteed. Am I right?
I think...
if you came in shorts...
I think dress does help.
It makes a
present
difference.
certain image.
Right.
Absolutely.
I agree with Tom, but then again, I have a wooden head, too.
So Tom knows that if he walked in shorts and sneakers and bad socks every day with big hairy legs and hung around the station, I don't think Tom would be taken seriously.
I agree with what you guys say to a degree, but you got to understand, Tom is the boss of this entire place.
Right.
He sets the tone for this entire place, so he should be the last person to dress like that.
You are the only one, and you're in a management position.
That's not true.
Yes, you are. In my show, you're in management.
I'm not treated as management.
Again, you don't know that. Yes, you are treated as management.
Talk about how he is treated.
Yeah, I am not treated
I like
as
to think of
management.
myself as management, but nobody else does.
You are the management of the show. Who else is the producer?
I agree.
So how are you going to be treated seriously when every other person in a management level who makes on a par with what you earn, who is going to take you seriously the way you dress?
I guess no one. So if you give me a week of vacation to go out and get some new clothes.
No, I don't get new clothes. You probably have stuff right in your wardrobe.
Slacks around the house.
I do not have slacks around the house.
Oh, boy.
Blue jeans in a good shirt.
Yeah, would be fine. Blue jeans, you know what you wear what's really cool? Blue jeans, a regular man-tailored shirt, maybe even a tie once in a while when you got a big guest coming in like Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Great idea. How about, can I wear, is this look okay for you? A denim shirt, a nice denim shirt with a nice tie?
Yeah, that would look cool.
And a pair of like, a pair
slacks.
of nice shoes.
I think it would make a big difference.
Okay. New me coming up.
Really?
Yes.
Let's try it out.
I mean, yesterday you really look goofy. I got to tell you.
Well, I'm wearing the same thing I'm wearing today, so I must be equally.
I'm desensitized to it because I don't think about that stuff. But Robin made a good point.
I would say Gary and I spent time together yesterday, and it didn't. I didn't notice.
You get desensitized, but you do get desensitized to it after. But you do think of Gary as a kid when you see him dressed like a little kid.
No, I mean, I've always thought of him as the producer of the show.
Really?
Yeah.
But when did you take it?
I appreciate that.
I know. I would take him much more seriously if I saw him.
See, Tom doesn't realize it because it's been so long. Gary has never presented a professional demeanor, and he's never taken.
I'll give you a primary example. Remember when Chernoff was working here? He was the program director. He used to wear, like, bad clothes and everything.
I was almost going to say that. One of the first things that I told Mark when he came here was that he should change his style of dress.
And he started wearing suits to work, and I got to tell you, on some level, I did look at the guy differently. I know, it was very subliminal.
You made fun of those suits.
Yeah, but I did think of him as management. I thought of him as like being a little bit important.
A more serious person.
I took him seriously. Somehow I know that works on me.
Maybe it's a bad cycle because since you guys treat me like I'm so unimportant, maybe that's how I dress.
Maybe that's it.
You know, it's a bad cycle.
It's always our fault.
Right. It's always someone else's fault.
Robin, when was the last time you complimented me on anything having to do with this show, including the last 4 or 5 birthday shows?
Yes, Robin did yesterday.
Howard was getting on your case, I said, Gary's okay.
When?
Yeah.
When was
he left?
In the room. He was really having a bad time with you yesterday.
I said, here's what happened. I'm sitting in the room. I go, I don't believe this. I said, this Gary can't handle anything. I said, he is bothering me today. I was completely nuts yesterday. I got a movie going on. I got a paperback coming out. I got audio cassette coming out. I got a lot of projects on. And the guy is sitting in a room telling me how he can't get someone to answer my phone when I'm on vacation.
And I simply said, there's nothing wrong with Gary, because he was really down on you.
Right. You can tell me that once in a while, Robin.
Oh, I'm never going to tell you.
Why should we tell you? Why should we make you feel good about it? And I compliment you all the time.
When?
Behind your back.
Exactly.
And I've called you on several occasions to tell you how good I think you're doing.
They've become rarer and rarer. But you know what? I don't need your
Gary, you don't need that. You got a job, you know. You've got a job for a long time.
If somebody does something really good, you just think that your job is to do something really good.
Nobody compliments me.
That is the job.
No, you're right.
That is the job.
Unfortunately, that you get paid to do the job.
Thank you.
Nobody gets enough positive.
But you know what? To give someone a compliment once in a while is free. It doesn't cost you anything, and it helps.
I'll worry about that all the time.
And help somebody work better. No. You don't have to do it all the time.
Yeah, I do it enough for you.
Every day.
Believe me, I do it too much for you.
I'm trying to remember. I know I told you recently you did a good job on something.
Just dress better, because the way you dress now, you might as well wear an arrow through your head. Okay? And you want a compliment? Seriously?
No.
I'm going to give it to you. You have perfect teeth. How's that? All right?
Didn't cost him anything?
Didn't cost you a dime. There you go.
It wasn't worth a dime.
You ask Tom in private if he doesn't think that you would be treated much more...
Listen, Tom, the one thing you can say about Tom...
Forget about even your relationship with Tom.
Tom is the most honest person. Tom does not come on the air and lie. He's not going to say anything different here than he would outside.
Forget about your relationship with Tom. When a publicist walks in, and you see how these publicists dress, they don't dress, I mean, they don't wear evening wear, but they come in, the guys come in wearing slacks and a shirt, sometimes a tie. The women wear a nice business dress.
Think of Glenn Schwartz. I mean, he's just running
I'm not wearing what he wears.
But he dresses well.
Even when, you know why you never get offered any jobs anywhere? Because seriously, people come in, they see you dressed like this. They don't think he was a management guy.
I agree, that's it. That's why.
I'm telling you.
That's why.
I'm telling you. No one takes you seriously. They think of you as an intern. You look still like a little boy. Trust me on this. Tom, true or false?
I think I said it already.
I take a Tom's opinion.
Okay. Dress makes for a better presentation, absolutely.
In fact, there are interns in other departments who dress better than Gary does.
Even your wife would be impressed if you got up in the morning, you put up...
Oh, I know. She's dying to get me to dress better.
Yeah, I mean, come on already. What's the matter with you? Catch on. All right, very good. All right, good. I'm glad we had this little talk.
Me too. I really am. I'm glad.
I am glad, too. I think
I'm so glad I don't know how to contain my excitement.
What is it, Gary Puppet?
I love my wife, Wolf. Matter of fact, just last night, when I told her I was going to dress better, she wanted to make love doggy style.
All right, very good.
That's right.
We're going to get a makeover on you, too.
Thank you, Wolf.
All right, very good, Gary. I'm glad we had this little conversation. Robin, when we come back, let's do the news.
All right.
Because we have a schedule today.
Shorts tomorrow. We're back on September 7th. New Gary.
Oh, no. You can't change tomorrow?
I don't have anything to change into.
I don't believe that. I've seen you dress up.
I don't have anything
brother.
comfortable to change into.
Think about it. If it really disturbs you, don't do it. But, I just think it would help the show.
Well, there's no publicist to meet tomorrow. Give me one more day. I want to do it right.
Put on a pair of jeans, at least, with maybe a nice shirt.
I don't want to throw together anything haphazardly.
No, just put a pair of jeans. Your wife will help you. Put a pair of jeans. You still fit in your jeans.
I fit in a blind.
And a shirt. Okay. We'll be back right after these words.
We're back.
We're doing the news.
The Howard Stern Show.
All right. And we're in the news. We settled what Gary should wear to work. I'm glad we had that little discussion, Robin. I think it really made an impact.
I hope so.
Gary comes in. Just for the record, he says, Dominic called and said, there were many days, years ago, you used to wear sweatpants every day and skip showers. I said, I could come in here like a homeless person.
You're not that person who meets and greets people at the door.
I'm not the management. Thank you. I'm no longer talking to Dominic. And by the way, I never skipped shower days. I'll go on record as saying that. I never skip showering. I'm not like that. Because I know how stinky I get in the folds. Okay? Robin, what's in the news?
Well, just for those women out there who still have an opportunity to make a choice, 2 out of 3 women would want to be virgins if they were getting married today. So women who have gone through this passage already now say they wish they had waited.
Oh, yeah. Listen, if you're on your wedding night and you want to feel like you're a virgin, just wear a pair of pantyhose when your husband has sex with you. It'll be the same effect.
What are you saying? Don't wait?
What I'm saying is that these women wanted to have some sex, and they probably had a good time, and now they're saying, oh, gee, I wish I had waited. That's absurd.
They do say, however, that if you just start sleeping with the guy you eventually marry, that's as good as being a virgin on your wedding night. So on that night after the wedding?
None.
It was the same old thing.
Same thing. In fact, on my wedding night, my wife, I didn't want to have sex. My wife had her period.
Oh.
And she insisted that we have sex.
To consummate the marriage?
It was perhaps the worst sex I'd ever had with her.
Oh.
Because I was not into it. She forced me. She tricks me. She goes, let's have sex. I said, you said you were on your period. She goes, no, not really. It just started. I said, is there a Tampax involved at this point? She goes, oh, yes. I said, well, then you're on your period. And how dare you try to trick me? But I did it to her because it seemed like the marriage has to get off to the right start.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like almost like a good luck thing.
That's right. You carry them over the threshold and you have to make.
Yeah, that's what I said. Oh, she was so mad. She threw her tampon at me.
Oh, now stop that.
Oh, boy, I'll never forget that.
Happened.
Oh, it happened. Hit me right in the face.
Ooh.
But it was unbelievable. Making love to her was like packing a musket that night. There's things to be packed. It was not a good night for sex because I don't like doing it when they're on their periods. Never did. Unbelievable.
Well.
Yeah, and believe me, she was really on her period.
Something. If you had waited, you wouldn't have cared what she was on.
Perhaps. You got a point there, but we didn't wait. I knew my wife very well, as my mother knows. When I was picking a honeymoon spot, my mother goes, well, your sister she needs somewhere quiet and desolate. She has to get to know her husband. You already know Allison.
You're an old hand.
Yeah, you've already... She was mad because I used to sleep with Allison.
Oh.
But my wife was on a period. I'd already had sex with her 900 times, but I think she was a little superstitious, so that's what she got mad.
Well,
threw the tampon at me. After she threw the tampon at me, I looked like Tonto. I was so red in the face.
Oh.
Should have seen me.
It looked like you were going to war.
Oh, I had my war paint on. Yeah. Hey, red man. Oh. But I gave it to her that night. I don't think it was very good what I gave her. I've done better.
Well, what are you going to tell your children? Have they asked?
No. If they have, that's my wife's problem. I don't deal with any sex questions.
No?
None. I don't want to. Don't want to hear about it.
Don't they ask, how did you and Mommy meet?
Yeah, oh yeah.
When did you fall in love?
Yeah, no, they know the story of how we met.
Okay, so eventually they're going to ask, well, were you?
My wife was a virgin.
Married?
My wife was a virgin and we never did drugs. We've already agreed on that.
Really?
That's right. We lie.
I can't believe that.
Respect my wishes.
How are you going to get away with that when you blab out the truth every day here on the air?
Kids aren't allowed to listen. Like I tell the FCC, supervise your children the way I do.
Unfortunately, not every parent is as good as you,
You're
and
damn
their
right.
friends are going to tell them.
Well, that's their business. I'll deny. I'll say I just say it on the radio.
On the radio, okay.
Right. I know that whole trick. But no, I made love to my wife on the honeymoon night, as most husbands do. I consummated the marriage. And she had already been with many, many men, as you all know.
Not many.
She'd had her share of dates, let's put it. She had sown her wild oats.
She was ready to settle down.
Yeah, no, she had a few dates before me. You can be sure of that. Oh, yes.
So you're really going to tell your children you never had sex?
Yes. I might tell them I had some sex, but very, very... It happened, but it was very bad. And it was the wrong thing. It was a mistake.
I'm really sorry you did.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
But certainly my wife absolutely did not have sex before our wedding night.
Can't believe you're going to do that.
She sowed no wild oats. That's the rewrite of history, like the French rewrite history about World War II, how they were so brave.
Yeah, I understand they're getting ready to have a big celebration about their resistance during the war.
Pussies. The French.
Meanwhile, do you see what happens when anytime anything happens between races in this city, it gets big and ugly very fast?
So ugly that I want to make the following observation.
What are we talking about?
We're talking about the Hispanic cop
who was shot now 5 times, not 4. By another police officer.
Wrong. A Hispanic cop shot a black undercover officer.
Okay.
Okay?
Fine. It was a black and an Hispanic now. Del Debbio has been identified as an Hispanic officer now.
Let me say something.
What?
But I'm reading an article today by Betty Lou Ebron, who now says, yes, a white Hispanic officer. Now, this is the first time in history
you're white and Hispanic.
I've seen Hispanic described as white. They will do anything to fuel the fires of racism in the city. And a Hispanic, let me repeat this, a Hispanic officer shot a black undercover officer. It wasn't a white guy doing the shooting, but now it's a white Hispanic.
Notice that immediately we have to identify what race this guy was.
And lie about it. This is the first time I've read that a Hispanic is white.
Because yesterday, now, Del Debbio sounded to me Italian.
Yeah, well, Del Debbio is a Hispanic officer who shot a black officer, and it was Listen to this.
Because now the other day, the officer who was shot was Hispanic.
Let me tell you. Yeah, I know.
Everybody's race is changing.
And let me tell you something. Here you are. Let's say you're a police officer. I don't care if you're black. Let's say you're a black police officer. You get a call on that stupid walkie-talkie that no one can understand.
Hey, walkie-talkie.
Yeah, hey, walkie-talkie. And they say there is a black guy running around in the subway with a gun, pulling out a gun. Okay. They say, quick, respond if you're in the area. You go down there. There you see a guy, not a cop.
I would say that all black officers should not respond unless they're in uniform.
Right, because you're looking for a black guy toting a gun.
That's true.
Now, if you saw a black police officer toting a gun, you would know he's a police officer. He's wearing a uniform. This was a black guy in street clothes running around with a gun. So this Hispanic, not a white guy, Hispanic, goes running down, I guess, somewhere.
In the subway.
He sees a black guy in plain clothes running around with a gun, and he says, I got to take him out because he's going to kill someone, and he shoots him.
Yes, but now the question is whether he was ever down, whether anybody ever did identify themselves as police officers.
Oh, God.
But yesterday, the family of the black officer who was shot 5 times decided to sue the city to make sure that none of the evidence gets destroyed.
I see. Well, all I can tell you is...
It's going to be a big racial thing now.
Robin hit it on the head. If you hear on the walkie-talkie that they're looking for a black guy in street clothes running around, if you're a black cop in street clothes running around
Get out of an area.
Get out or put your gun away because this is who they're looking for. If I heard on the police radio, we're looking for a big, ugly geek with long hair, he's white, has a nose the size of a truck, and he wears dark glasses because he thinks his nose will look smaller, running around with a gun, I would not go down there to respond. I would assume that they're going to go after me.
That's an area to stay away from.
I'd go to Scores and wait out the whole thing. That's it. That's all I want to say on the subject.
Thank you.
Let me take a break here, Robin, and come back and do more news right after these
Very
words.
Very good.
We're back with the Howard Stern Show.
Hey, by the way, the news is being brought to you by Budweiser. Proud to be your bud.
All right.
Robin, really, way to go, getting those sponsorships. Good for you.
Finally decided I had to do something for the show.
Yeah, you're really working. Work it, honey. So we've learned so far that we now have something called a white Hispanic officer for the first time. I've never seen a Hispanic classified as white. Even when you fill out those forms for public service.
There is Hispanic.
Is Hispanic, black,
white,
and other.
Yeah.
I mean, like a Chinese and
Asian
stuff. Yeah.
and all that.
But now in the paper they describe a white Hispanic officer shot a black officer.
Anything to make it racial.
Anything.
Sell some newspapers.
Why don't they just set this city on fire? Why don't they just, you know what, why don't they just have people run up and down Madison Avenue yelling out spick and nigger? It'll just be so much quicker that way.
Why are we slowly heading toward the breach?
Run out, Stuttering John will do it. Run out in the street, scream spick and nigger, and be sure to tape it for the E-show. All right? Thank you.
Wake up, white people.
Thank you.
It is amazing. In the OJ case...
I see. OJ.
They have decided that, once again, that envelope will remain sealed. Remember the envelope from the preliminary hearing that the defense presented to the judge? Well, nobody knows for sure what's in it, but now they are saying sources close to the case say it is the knife.
Is this The Price is Right?
Purchased by OJ, yes.
I mean, what is going on? Why?
Let's make a deal, I think.
Why, if there's like an envelope with some evidence in it, and if it's a knife that supposedly was given to the judge by the defense, I assume they think this can clear OJ.
I don't think so. All I know about it from the legal standpoint is that if it were evidence that was incriminating
to
the witness, the judge would have to turn it over to the prosecution.
Yeah, well...
Therefore, no one thinks it is the murder weapon.
It's not the murder weapon. They're trying to say, here's the murder weapon, look, there's nothing on it.
That's right. This is OJ's knife and there's nothing on it, but this is not the murder weapon.
Do me a favor, don't open up that envelope, because if my luck, it'll be more live commercials for me to read. That's what's in there. That's what I think. What do you think of that, Robin? I got a letter on the OJ trial.
Oh, yeah?
This is a guy who hates the judge. Listen to this. Listen to this letter. Who does this half-blind-eyed chink bastard Judge Ito think he is?
Ooh.
Too good for the women of his own race, so he goes and marries some old whitey hag, just like the person on trial he is judging.
Meaning OJ, I suppose.
I say hang the chink bastard by his tiny balls for thinking he is too good for the Oriental woman. Let the white wife have him. His little penis is too small for or to give any kind of joy or to know how to pleasure a woman. Enclosed is a picture of an old dissipated Teddy Kennedy, looking like a gay homo-lesbian woman. A lot of angry people in the audience. Why would you be angry with Judge Ito? I'm not sure. I guess because does he have a white wife?
Yes, his wife is a white police officer.
Oh, I see.
On the LAPD.
Well, obviously there's some anger out there for...
People don't like interracial marriage. Well, some people.
I love it.
Person in particular.
Gives me something to talk about.
I don't see why it's any of their business who Judge Ito married.
Well, there it is.
But Judge Ito will have to make a decision tomorrow as to what to do about blood samples, whether he will split some of the blood samples and give some to the defense, or if they'll just go with the prosecution's testing. We don't know exactly how he's going to rule on this, but the pundits say they think the prosecution has presented the stronger case. They were surprised that the defense didn't bring any of their own experts to testify and so forth, so they're just assuming that they'll go with the prosecution.
Well, there you go.
We'll have to see tomorrow. Also in the news, the baseball owners and players met yesterday. Still no progress because
the owners are
salary caps are still on the table.
Of course, that's the issue that has to disappear.
The question now is, do you really believe this will be a season without a postseason?
Not answering that question,
okay.
Obviously.
You're going to keep that a secret.
Right. Well.
In Cuba, the Cubans keep on coming.
Oy.
About 2,000 a day are jumping into the water and doing whatever they can to get to the United States, even if they're going to be put in what Castro is calling concentration camps.
Can any of them play baseball?
I don't know, but they do say in the paper today that a richer breed of Cuban is jumping into the water now in motorboats. They're trying to make their
way take them in
to Miami. What's a rich Cuban? I thought it was a communist country.
What does that say, Robin, about Cuba?
Obviously, that communism still doesn't work.
Well, it looks like we don't have postseason baseball, but we're going to have postseason Cubans. They continue to pour here. And you know what? The Cubans are smart. They know once they get into the country at one of these camps, they will be assimilated.
Essentially, they will just be processed. It'll take them a little longer to get in, but they'll get in.
Yep, they'll get in. And now we'll have more people to support, more people who speak a foreign language. We'll have to send their kids to bilingual schools. We'll have to provide them with welfare while they get started. We'll have to provide them with health benefits. You'll see. Soon we'll have that, too, national health. Provide them with everything. Well, it's great. Country would be bankrupt. It'd be a wonderful country to live in. Stupid asses we are.
I don't know what to do about it.
Push them back into the ocean. Right on the same stupid boats they came on.
Even if they don't come, we still got a big problem. There's a group of people out there who think that after they get pregnant and have a baby, it's your job to make sure that baby eats and gets an education.
There you go. You're right on the right ticket there. And let me tell you something.
It drives me crazy when I need this for my... Well, why did you have a baby if you couldn't provide for it?
And let me tell you something. Yeah, I like people who have a baby when they don't have health benefits. That's really smart. So don't have a baby. Wait till you get some. I don't know, man. I knew enough to do that.
Yeah, but there are all these people out here, well, you won't do this for me, and they won't do that for me, and I can't get no job. You don't have an education. You can't do anything. Mm-hmm. How are you supposed to get a job, and what am I supposed to provide for you to do?
So, we'll have more types coming into the country who have nothing good to do. And I'll tell you something. You don't think Castro's letting good people come to this country? Of course not. If there's any scientist in Cuba, he's keeping them.
Also, Howard,
what we do is, you want to get off cheap? You give them great boats to go back on, just so that they can float in the middle of the ocean for years.
Fishermen.
Stock it with food and give them a great boat. Let them become fishermen. That's a great job.
Also, they say that the federal government has agreed to step up the process by which if you do all the right things, apply to immigrate to this country in Cuba through the right channels, they will speed up that process, trying to discourage these people from just jumping into the water.
Yeah, you should get in the country about 2050, the year 2050, under that process.
There will be room for you then.
Let them float home on boats made of baseball bats that aren't being used. All right? Those are nice, strong, floating pieces of wood.
They seem to be able to make anything go across the water.
Of course, Robin. We're not getting the right people coming into this country. We need scientists. We need nuclear physicists, engineers. I guarantee you, there isn't one person with a decent SAT score on that whole damn flotilla. What else you got?
Well, they say that we're having a problem on our roadways, and people are getting away with murder, shall we say.
Really?
Because when they're stopped for erratic driving...
I love that. That's such a turn-on.
The sobriety test.
How do they do it?
And why do they pass the sobriety test?
They take alcohol enemas.
No.
What?
They haven't been drinking. They're high on pot or cocaine.
Yeah, there you go.
And the cocaine users can pass the sobriety test.
Isn't that something?
The only problem is that in their car they're going 90 miles an hour.
Well, you have to. It's no fun if you're not going fast on cocaine. We got a real problem.
Now we need more sophisticated tests to catch these people who are under the influence of something, but not alcohol. So that's what scientists are telling us now. There's a lot of erratic drivers out there, but they're not under the influence of alcohol, and we need ways of catching them. More sophisticated testing.
Yeah, what happened to speeding tickets?
Well,
I know.
You got to have something to present in court. Tell them the guy was perfectly alert and did all the tests and his breathalyzer was okay. The judge throws out the case.
Can we test their pee somehow on the road? Have them pee out onto the street?
Yeah, they should put something in the little white line so that if they urinate on it, it'll change color.
You know when society is doomed? You know when your culture is going to go downhill? Is when you have a country full of people who are lawbreakers, because the police can't possibly monitor all this illegal behavior.
Yes.
They can't. It's just impossible. You know, there's no one decent around anymore except for me and Robin. Jackie, I think, is high today driving home. Are you on coke?
Little.
All right.
Just a little.
Can't the cops carry little cups in their holsters and give pee-pee tests? Pee-pee test.
Pee-pee test, Jerry.
All right.
We need something.
Right.
That guy who was accused of killing the rat and was charged with cruelty to animals in New Jersey.
Yes.
And was being hounded by animal protection advocates. Well, thank goodness he went to court and a judge dismissed the case.
Thank goodness is right. Finally, a judge that we have here. You know, this guy makes a lot of sense, this judge. He says, the guy killed a rat. Let's not get carried away.
Be serious. It wasn't a mountain lion.
Yeah.
It was a rat eating his tomatoes and threatening the lives of his grandchildren.
Guy had a trap, a squirrel trap out in his backyard. He catches a rat. Guy's a World War II veteran. Guy served his country, the whole thing. Gets this rat. He says, I'll kill it. He smashes over the head with something, a shovel.
A broom handle or something.
He kills the rat. Right away, the animal lovers, they're worried about the rat. Is vermin. Killing a rat is good.
You know what they said? They should have waited for the ASPCA to come and take the rat to, I don't know, Detroit or something.
Siberia.
You know? They're going to take it somewhere so it can't come back.
Yeah, go to Detroit where it's more loved there, where it's treated as a house pet.
It's amazing.
Killing a rat, it's Miller time, not jail time. For God's sake.
We do get crazy. In Chicago, they expect Mel Reynolds to be reelected to the House of Representatives.
That's because the women are smarter there.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Well, Reynolds has been accused of a few things. They say that he might have mishandled some funds, and he's even been charged with statutory rape. That's not funny.
I don't know. She's very strange.
Reynolds is 42, a husband and father of 3 children. He was indicted on 20 counts, including statutory rape, soliciting child pornography, and tampering with a witness. He now claims, he ran against this guy, Gus Savage, who was always screaming racism was everywhere.
Right.
And he, during his campaign, he's also a black man, he, during his campaign, said that's ridiculous, always charging racism for everything. Well, now that he's been charged, he's screaming racism.
I see.
So, people are looking at that and saying, hey, wait a minute, what's the deal here? He says, unfortunately, now I see, too, that this is all that a black man can expect in Chicago.
Right.
He claims total innocence. He said he was counseling this young girl, but never had sex with her. Stop laughing like that.
You know how you get Jackie to lip wash? Jackie, rape. There you go.
There's nothing funny about that. But they say this 18-year-old black woman who worked in his 1992 campaign claims that he had sex with her when she was 16 years old. The legal age of consent in Chicago is 17. Later, he asked her for lewd photographs of a 15-year-old friend.
Oh, yeah!
And induced her to provide false testimony.
Here, watch this. Jackie, violent death. Assault. Molestation. I know how to get to this guy. Incest. See? Loves it.
Terrible.
Go ahead.
He says he never engaged in sexual intercourse with the woman. He never even kissed her. He also says she's a devil worshiper who witnessed human sacrifices and an emotionally disturbed nutcase.
Really?
Who quit the military after acknowledging being a lesbian. This is some court case.
Jackie, lesbian.
So we'll just have to see how that all turns out, but they do expect him to win re-election anyway.
Right.
So there.
Homo nomo. There you go.
Some people are claiming that there must be something to all of this racist stuff because the girl waited 2 years to file a report. Why now, right at election time?
There you go, Robin.
You answer the question.
I don't have an answer to that either.
Also, did you see that in the Disney company, they fired this guy who has done very well by Disney?
Why?
This guy, well, they didn't fire him, actually. He quit because he realized that he was not going to get the number 2 position in the company. He was bought over from Paramount by Michael Eisner when he came to Disney. And he's been overseeing that whole department that includes the animation films and is responsible for The Lion King and Aladdin, 2 really big money makers for Walt Disney, and he's run that division for 10 years.
Is that Katzenberg?
Yeah. And when it, that aide of Michael Eisner's died a while back, that Wells guy, I guess Katzenberg thought he'd get that position. And it looks like they're having a whole shakeup over there, and other people are being brought up. So since Katzenberg wasn't going to get it, he could see that he wasn't going to be the heir apparent to Michael Eisner. He decided, well, it's time for me to go somewhere else. So he's leaving.
Listen, first of all, people don't understand something. Sometimes they're in the right job. They don't need to be promoted into the wrong job. What's wrong? He's doing a fine job with his stupid cartoons.
Yeah.
Let him sit there and do a good job and continue to make a good living.
This is some kind of guy, He came up, he's the typical story, was in the mailroom.
I don't care where he's from.
Worked his way up to being a major executive in Hollywood.
Who's going to take a guy who worked in the mailroom and make him the number 2 guy? Are you nuts?
Come on, you're supposed to eventually run the company. That's the end of the story.
Wasn't he making $100 million or something?
Oh, he made a lot of money.
Yeah, so what is he worried about? Oh, for God's sakes.
Says he's going to go home now and take his wife and kids to Disney World.
That's good.
Guess that was some kind of a jab, but I don't know. The Arnolds, Roseanne and Tom, were supposed to be in divorce court today, but they have decided to slow down the divorce process. Roseanne's lawyers informing the press that they have now delayed any hearing until after the first of the year. So I don't know why they've all of a sudden decided to take things more slowly, but you won't be seeing the Arnolds in court this morning.
Probably want to just eat breakfast instead and go to court. Mellow out with some good food.
I see that David Letterman's first anniversary at CBS is coming up, and he's got the Black Crowes coming to pay tribute to him.
Wow.
They're going to be playing on that show.
And what is it going to be, a primetime show?
No.
Is he going to do one of those specials?
It's a late night show that he always does.
Oh. Does he do one where they show clips of the year's highlights? No.
I don't know what he'll do, but they're just announcing that the Black Crowes are booked on the show for that night, and they'll probably perform a classic cover tune. I just remember every time I see the name the Black Crowes now, I think of that incredible gaffe you made with them, that social error.
What'd I do?
When we were at the MTV Awards the year you did Fart Man and flew in, you were so preoccupied with, your performance and getting into that gear.
It was an important night in my life.
Being backstage.
Yeah.
And Chris Robinson is a big fan, or was a big fan. I don't know how much of a
What'd I do?
fan he is now. But he came to your trailer especially to say hello to you right after getting off stage.
And didn't I say hi to him?
They opened the show that year.
Oh, I
They were
see.
the first performers on the show. And Chris came back and he's like, "Oh, Howard, how you doing? It's great to see you." And you said, "Hey, man, it's good to see you, too. Can't wait to see you guys play."
Oh, and you'd already played?
Yeah.
But how would I know that?
Off stage.
I was in a trailer.
Well, I just noticed the look on his face. You weren't paying as much attention to him as he was to you. So.
I see. He's sorry.
He's a little perturbed, and we've never seen him since.
I don't think that's the reason. You can surmise that, but I don't think so.
I don't know. It'll be interesting to see if we hear from him while he's in New York.
We'll hear from him.
You did take that one on the chin. That's for sure.
Yeah, it's good for him, believe me. He was getting his ass kissed a little too much.
That was so funny.
He was probably so wasted on pot he didn't know the difference.
Oh, are you kidding? He immediately exited the trailer.
Did he?
After that. Yes, that was
I didn't realize that. Did I insult him?
He looked rather insulted. I
cool.
didn't think you meant to.
Aren't those the guys that are like really into pot?
Yes.
Yeah.
Very much so. And Larry King, looking forward to picking up some more honors. Get ready to celebrate with Larry as he is honored by various organizations. I see here that in September, on the 10th, he will be at the Ellis Island Gala in New York Harbor. The World Union for Progressive Judaism will salute him for promoting peace and understanding.
Yeah, like most Jewish guys, getting married 7 times is pretty much in the religion.
He's spreading the love.
Yeah, he's very typical of what a great Jewish man should be.
Well, he's being honored by a Jewish organization for
That's good.
his antics, so I guess he's only going to be encouraged.
Well, I tell you, he's such a good Jew, they should paint a big Jewish star on his head.
He should wear an armband.
Especially with that name, King, such a Jewish name. Very proud of his background. Hey, let me tell you something. There's a guy, I don't think in anything in his career he's gotten above a 1 rating. And he is honored more than any broadcaster in the country.
Well,
it's an amazing thing.
He has managed to parlay that into something really great for himself.
He's done it. Well, he should be worried less about awards and more about ratings.
Who do the French think are the sexiest people in Hollywood?
Nazis.
Jackie Mama.
Because anybody of German descent they find sexy. Anybody who can conquer them easily, they enjoy. So it has to be a German person that they're infatuated with.
Well, the woman
let me guess.
they thought was the sexiest was...
who is a big Germanic star? Has to be Brunhilde. I don't know who.
Claudia Schiffer.
Yeah, well, she's Germanic. The French love
woman.
anybody with a Germanic background.
Or the look, I suppose.
Oh, yes, because they love to be conquered. They are a conquered race. They're big talkers. Now they hide behind their government and they go, "We don't want the stinking Americans here at their Disney World. We won't let them fly over with their planes to bomb Libya. We won't even allow it." Meanwhile, the second they get in a war, who do they wait to bail them out?
Come get us.
And now they're rewriting history. They claim they liberated themselves. Pussies. I don't forget these things. Of course it's Claudia Schiffer.
Well, who was the man?
Jerry Lewis in drag. I don't know who.
Paul Newman.
Of course. Didn't he once play a soldier? I saw that movie.
The other women recognized in a Paris Match poll were Kim Basinger.
Of course. She's Germanic looking.
Cindy Crawford.
Of course.
The male runners-up included...
She has a mole like Hitler.
Robert Redford.
Of course.
And
blonde hair, blue eyes. Who?
Richard Gere.
Richard Gere, another Germanic-looking man.
And are you looking forward to this new TV show on ABC called My So-Called Life?
Yeah, now that interests me.
I thought this was right up your alley.
It's about 15-year-olds.
Reading this, I said, Howard's probably looking forward to this. Well, I think it debuts tonight at 8 o'clock, and they've given it 4 stars. It's from the same company that brought you 30-something.
Yeah, it's about 15-year-olds going to high school. Anything that has 15-year-olds going to high school, I'll watch.
Yeah, so there you go. A movie or a TV show right up your alley.
Do they have lots of problems and wear short dresses?
I bet they do.
Yeah, then I'll watch. Thank you. Thank you, Robin.
That's what's happening.
Let's remind everyone that Jackie's got a big show tonight. We think it's sold out. You can still call for tickets. We don't know what's going on, but every time he appears at Rascals, there's always something different happening because he's at home there. And
college professor's going to bed with his wife.
Come on. All right, not today.
He's screaming.
Yeah, he's screaming in my head. I'll go tonight and hear that. Jake Thomas will be on keyboards, which is exciting to see Jackie to music. It's unusual.
Jackie music.
Will you be dancing, Jackie?
It's roller skating music.
All right.
I run around the perimeter of the room telling jokes and skating.
That's right.
It's very interesting.
And then he falls down on his ass every once in a while. For info and filthy jokes, call 516-922-WINE. Also, if you want to get Jackie's 78-minute CD or cassette, if you're not so fortunate to see him live, it's $10 plus free shipping and handling. Price includes 20-page colored Jokeland catalog. All you have to do is use your finger and call 1-800-323-5464. The Rolling Norrises tonight at the Hastings-on-Hudson. Go see Fred Norris.
Friday night.
Oh, that's Friday night, Hastings-on-Hudson for the Fred Norris Band. Don't forget to buy Sterling John's great new CD, available in record stores everywhere. Go over to Barnes & Noble today, 5th Avenue and 48, 12:30 to 1:30, and see Adam West, Batman, Friday, 7:30 to 8 p.m., Barnes & Noble, Country Green Shopping Center, Carl Place, New York. If you're planning a wedding or summer party, you need a great DJ, call Scott the Engineers, Rocket Entertainment. In the New York tri-state area, call 718-BAG-5040. What's it you always say, Scott?
Music the way you want it, from a guy who looks like he should be buried in a coffin.
All right, and we will see you tomorrow.